Right? Yeah, good. All right, so we're live. We're live, people. Look alive. Look, your hat's on crooked.
He did it on purpose so it faced the camera because he's trying to be hip and cool.
Oh, he's trying to be like the cool kids.
Yeah.
Hip. Has a pop there at the end.
I know, I felt it all over my wrist.
Ah, won't be the first time. Live from La Cocina Studios, it's 197th edition of Houston Wrestling Radio. This is Abel.
This is Travis. This is Chris.
And thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. We very much appreciate it. Chris has some feedback going off of his phone because he's watching live. If you're watching live, that's great because that means since Chris is watching and I'm watching, if you guys want to type away at the live feed, we'll read it, we'll see it, and we'll see if we could react, commentate back to you either live on the feed or in the chat itself. So, yeah, have fun with that, guys. Please don't be shy. Talk to us.
Or each other.
Yeah, or yeah, talk shit about us amongst yourselves. That could work, right? That's what the IWC is good for, talking shit, right?
Oh, we did a lot of that over there.
Yeah. We had plenty of fuel.
You're not part of the IWC if you're not bitching about something.
Yeah. Well, we had plenty to bitch about. We got a lot of stuff to get to this week, a lot of things to talk about. We had SummerSlam, the Raw after, the SmackDown after, the Talking Smack after. Before all of that, we had the NXT Takeover 2, Brooklyn 2 special. And then, there was also Ring of Honor had a big pay-per-view as well. Oh, crap. There was a lot of freaking wrestling, so we got a lot of stuff to talk to. Also, later today, or later tonight in this episode, we will have a special interview with a certain Mr. Captian Custody. If you're not
what?
Yes. If you're unfamiliar with who Captain Custody is, don't feel bad. It's a new thing that's coming to Houston. It's only their second show ever. WrestleFestival is coming up this weekend. We're going to talk to you all about it here pretty shortly. Trust me.
Somebody brought bombs this week, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Referencing the old band, but it's like, yeah. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, we got a lot to start to do. So what are we gonna start with here? Trav.
I gotta wait for the sound effects.
You gotta wait for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We try the little news segment to open up.
Okay.
This week is a little bit differently, just because a lot of the news. We're going to be covering that later on the show with everything that happened this whole weekend. I was able to find a few things. One of them is not even WWE related. Go figure. Yeah.
Wow.
Who'd have thunk it? I know. Yeah.
It better not be fucking TNA.
Let me scratch that out. No. What's a TNA?
Well, if you had a few bucks and you go down to Moments down Spencer and you can see all the TNA you want.
Is it the Pasadena stuff?
Yeah,
you don't want that. $5 latte, $50 full body latte.
Ooh,
yeah,
I guess maybe.
Anyway, okay,
make you holler.
Nobody saw Idiocracy. Okay, that's all I'm thinking about now. Okay, yeah. So we haven't had Lucha Underground in a while, but there's some bit of news coming out of that until September 7th. Yes.
Oh, that's fun.
Season 3 starts September 7th.
God damn, that's like really.
So you have to, like, season 3? Is that how you have to say it? Yeah. Okay, so Rey Mysterio, he actually signed a new deal with El Rey.
Okay.
Not Lucha, but El Rey, and he's going to be basically producing and stuff. He's going to be doing creative new content, making new shows, things like that.
Like his own TV show?
I guess. I don't know, or being consultant on other things. He's gonna be like his.
What?
I know. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So that's what the president of El Rey Network, he came out and said that they signed a new deal with Rey Mysterio, and they're gonna be looking forward to doing a lot of creative stuff with him. So
okay, that's really interesting. Yeah. I'm curious, like, if you're gonna be on Lucha Underground and you sign like this contract, is that because you're signing a contract with El Rey to do stuff on Lucha Underground, or does that mean that you're going to do other stuff on El Rey? That's really weird.
Look at it like this. Lucha Underground isn't a wrestling show. It's a TV show.
Yeah.
On a network for El Rey.
Yeah.
So just like whenever you see like something on ABC and you start seeing other stars and different actors going on to different shows on, whatever network they're on, Same thing, I would imagine.
Yeah, I would guess so.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So Mysterio's gonna play Gangbanger #3 in the next LA special.
Yes.
Nice. Right, because
The masked one.
yeah, all Mexicans in TV.
The man in the leather mask.
Like gangbangers, yes, or masked people. Yeah. What else you got?
Okay, everything else is pretty much going to be WWE related, about 50 stories, because it's not really anything that's storyline driven or anything. It's just different things that came out of this weekend. Goldberg was doing a lot of publicity for WWE 2K17.
Oh yeah.
Doing a lot of promotional work, things like that, on a lot of shows, interviews, things.
Breathing in sparklers and breathing them out.
Now, when the before this weekend came up, I put a
He
poll.
was vaping before vaping was cool.
You're right, actually. I put a poll on our Facebook page saying, devil's advocate here.
Okay.
If this promotional stuff they're doing, going back and forth between him and Brock, if that actually was, say, if he was to come out at SummerSlam as a surprise, whatever, and then they start building up to something between him and Brock, would you want to see that match at WrestleMania?
Okay.
That was the poll I put. Just for fun, you know. We had a few people respond, and
One. It was me. And I said no.
actually, you're wrong, because I saw the results. This guy responded. He said no. Everybody else said yes.
You sheeple. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? You have to rebrand the show after that. I don't want to be recognized with those people that want to watch that filth.
Well, I did put it to where they need to
Wait, Batista's not in this match. Why did you vote no?
Because it's Goldberg and Lesnar, and Goldberg hasn't been in a wrestling ring for a long time. And Lesnar, he's kind of cool, but I'm also kind of over it. I don't know. We could talk about Lesnar later. We'll get to Lesnar, but I don't want to see Lesnar Goldberg because I think it's going to be a shit match.
Well, here's the thing. The reason I brought that up
Yeah.
is because one thing that came out of all those interviews was it was revealed that we don't have to worry about that, because apparently just a few months ago he had double knee surgery.
Ooh, at the same time?
I probably, I don't know, but he had knee surgery. So I don't see him. I don't see him getting in the ring anytime soon.
So was it like one knee and they just did two separate surgeries on it, like MCL, ACL, or is it like both knees were fucked?
Last time I talked to Goldberg personally, he didn't really specify to me, but I'm sure I can call him up again real quick and we can hash that out.
They used to have a buy one get one free special at Casa de Amigos. Might have just rolled in and say, you know what, fuck it, I'm in the neighborhood, might as well dope me up for both of them.
Casa de Amigos.
Yes,
I am aware. So yes, that's a nice little joke for Houston people that know what's going on there.
All right,
good job.
Well, and speaking of Lesnar, I got a couple other stories about him.
Oh shit. Okay, is this news or is this Lesnar talk?
Well, take a pick.
Okay.
So going back to UFC 200 and the whole film drug test and everything.
Yes.
Now it's come out that he has been temporarily suspended from fighting.
Shocking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of like a preliminary thing right now. That has to go through the Nevada Athletic Committee and another. I can't remember.
The itty bitty titty committee.
That one. Yeah.
Okay.
But that one, once they meet up and everything, and they decide, face up to 2 years suspension and fines. Probably $500, but
yeah. You better subpoena Lesnar. Don't send nobody in particular to give him that news. They're gonna. Yeah.
Swerve, it's Goldberg. What?
But yeah, like we mentioned before when the hit first happened, if it's 2 years, shit, that motherfucker's never getting an octagon.
Yeah, he's 38 right now.
39 right now.
So
39.
41
Oh,
for his next fight.
Shit. I mean, there's part of me that says like, well, you don't really want to count, him out on something like that. But dude, 41, I kind of want to count him out.
It's so funny. Like when I was, if you go back to the interviews that he was doing over the weekend to promote everything, even I think they're asking about UFC and everything, and he would just kind of divert it by saying, I'm just focusing on my WWE match right now with Randy Orton. So,
yeah,
because of all the intricate moves that he does.
Right. So very scientific.
The hammer fists and the suplexes and
and the throwing of the bows.
Yeah. Turning purple and whatnot.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a ludicrous impression you did in SummerSlam.
What?
Yeah.
You and your hippity hop.
One last thing about Lesnar. Well, we're gonna get to his match with Orton later on during SummerSlam talk.
Do we have to?
Yes.
It won't take long. We'll collect the match.
No, we'll take one.
But after that match,
Playing a bitch about it.
after that match,
What? Okay.
pay attention.
Oh.
We all know what happened then in the match. So when they're going back to the grill position behind the curtain,
Yeah.
Jericho saw what happened,
Right.
and Jericho goes up to the grill position waiting for him, and Michael Hayes is there.
Well, he's waiting for Orton.
Well, yeah, because he
Right.
wants to check on him. And Hayes, or he asked Hayes how, what is that supposed to happen? And Hayes,
No answer.
for whatever reason, he either didn't say anything or he just he didn't say that's what was planned. He left it in Jericho's head that some shit went down,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what happened. So, of course, that got Jericho all riled up. Said that was bullshit. I can't remember who came out first. It was Lesnar that came through first.
Lesnar came through first.
And he got in Lesnar's face. There was some shoving going back and forth.
And
And,
Triple H got involved.
Yeah, yeah,
Vince
yeah.
got involved.
yeah. So
Either punch me or kiss me. Rah!
that was Lesnar's impersonation.
Okay.
But then,
Go ahead.
when Vince came out, first Triple H was kind of holding back, and then Vince had to come in, and he says, calm down. That was a work. That was planned. I don't know if they're just trying to work the boys in the back, or they're keeping it a secret, or if that was his Vince trying to say that's what happened, and in actuality it wasn't supposed to happen. It's all kind of
Well, there's a couple layers to this. First off, we got to say, was the thing that happened in the ring that everybody saw for $9.99 a work? Was that shit planned?
Yeah.
And then once you determine whether or not that's planned, then we got to figure out, is this story about Jericho even true? Is that shit the story that we're seeing on the interwebs about Jericho getting in Lester's face and da da da? Did that even happen? If it did happen, is that a work as well? Like, what the hell's going on? Like, there's just so many layers to it. So, I mean, I kind of want to go back to the first layer. What actually happened in the ring? Or do we want to save that from when we actually
You
talk
save
about
that later for later.
Okay, we'll save it. We'll save it for later.
Jericho's a freaking
No.
Jericho's a freaking genius.
If this is true, Jericho's a genius.
Number one, he's looking out for the boys.
Yeah.
Number two, it's already on record that Jericho got nose to nose with Goldberg and took him out like a little bitch. And number three, you can put your hands on Lesnar, you can probably get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You put your hands on Triple H, it's not nothing you've never done before in the ring. Put your hands on Vince, ask Titus what happens.
Oof,
well, not like that would happen if you did anything to Triple H either.
well, yeah.
So he's pretty much untouchable now.
Okay, you want to go back to would you rather see Brock versus Goldberg? Honestly, at this point, I'd rather see Brock versus Triple H again.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think Triple H could have a better go at it than Goldberg.
You remember those matches they had, right?
I know. That's why. That's how
much-
bad I would think Goldberg would be. I'm not trying to put Triple H on a pedestal. I'm trying to.
That's your
Not
low
Goldberg,
bar.
Very
Yeah,
Goldberg.
very Goldberg.
Right next to Macho.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I got. Oh, one last thing. If you're video game fans, if you're a New Day fan, if you know Xavier Woods, he's got Up, Up, Down, Down. That's on YouTube. That's not on the network. They actually put that as part of the original programming. So
New episodes starting now, or all the stuff he's done before?
it's older stuff right now.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if it's newer stuff they're being put on too, but it's on there. So I checked out a couple of stuff. It's pretty good.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, and their video game T-shirt that they had on SummerSlam weekend, which I'm dying to get my hands on. Hopefully, they'll have some at the merch table this Monday at Raw.
Although,
which is right here in
Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
Actually, I went on Kofi's Twitter page because everybody was tweeting him like, "Where'd I get the shirt? Gotta give it. Here's my money. Take it." And he was saying that it's gonna be available on FYE.com.
Why? Okay. FYE, they're the ones that are selling the Booty-O, the thing, the actual
A box of
cereal.
cereal at $14 a pop plus shipping.
A box of cereal at $14 a pop at a music store. What? And now the T-shirt at a
FYE
music
is
store.
for your entertainment, and that's not just a music place anymore. Imagine
Music, DVDs, porno. I got you. Yeah. Okay.
Hastings. Like Hastings sells everything.
Right. And we all saw how that
Like
worked
Sam
out for
Goody.
Hastings.
Well, it's
Same
gonna work
good.
out for us because when they
Same
knock everything out to 75% off, I'm
Same
gonna raid that home.
Yeah.
But all those companies, they're kind of not around
FYE's
no more.
last
Yeah.
of the weekends.
Yeah, they kind of are.
And then FYE's right beneath.
Yeah. Like, seriously, just put this shit on WWE.com. Like, why FYE? I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to
You
like.
could have got it for 25% off today if it was on WWE.com.
Oh, really? They had a sale.
They had a glorious sale.
Is it still going on?
Yeah, all day today.
All day today? So until midnight.
Mhm.
All right. So
11 Central.
chop chop.
You know what is already on the Shop Zone is the new replica titles. All the
Really?
from SmackDown, all those. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, interesting. Well, we'll talk about the titles here later today. But okay. Any more news? Was that all the news?
That's all I got. You got anything?
You got anything? Ooh.
No.
No? Okay. Well
It
then,
looks like you got something.
do I?
Do you?
I don't know.
No?
Okay. Well, this isn't exactly news, but we have an interview this week, this weekend, this Saturday. The second annual WrestleFestival will be taking place here in Houston, Texas, and it's going to be pretty cool. I'm going to be helping out with the events. I'm going to be ring announcing, and we have shut up, you two. We have a
Take your
special
hat off
guest.
as a sign of respect. Stick your hat off.
Don't jinx it already. We have on a special
We
guest
have
this week.
him as studio audience this week. You know he's 0-2, right? On the promotions when he announces.
He announces
Right.
and you never hear from him again.
So if you want the trilogy to happen, it's not too late.
Technically, one of those two is still around. They just moved. They're not in Cyprus anymore. They're in Cleveland.
So they had to
So
move.
you can file a restraining order if you want to
Ah.
continue profiteering and promoting.
But anyway,
Keep that in mind. You still got 4 days.
what we're gonna do here, guys, is we have Captain Custody, also known as Ross, here in the studio audience. He's kind of in charge of organizing the entire event. So we're gonna interview him, find out a little bit more about WrestleFestival, and then try to get you guys to come out and see the event, because it's gonna be pretty cool. From the amount that I've been talking to these guys. One of our good friends from way back in the day, Donovan, that's his roommate, and he's he's
all right.
He's all right.
4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
Yeah. The sharpshooter's a little weak.
Oh, damn. All right. Are you done talking shit about our guests that we're trying to put over? If you are, can we?
Have you met
can we
him?
Get to, no. Oh, God.
Well, I had a list of mountains. I'll say it for B-roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and cut to that, guys. What we're going to do, we're going to throw up a little graphic, play musical chairs. Don't go anywhere. We're still live. We're still here. Just give us a few minutes to get situated.
And this will be, what, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
15 minutes. So,
Yeah. 10, 15,
yeah.
32.
And then when we come back, we'll be talking about SummerSlam, WWE,
NXT,
Everything.
everything, all that good stuff. So,
Right.
yeah. All right, guys, we are back through the magic of us throwing up a graphic while we're moving around. We have special guest with us this week. He is a good friend of a good friend. He is Ross, but you may know him as Captain Custody. Yeah, we have our little advertisement here.
Special graphic here.
Yeah, let's see if we can put that on the camera here. Let's get a little bit closer. Ooh, boom, looky there. Okay. So the WrestleFestival.
Oh, actually, before we get started, could I do one of those like radio hip hop shout outs?
Radio hip hop shout
I've always
outs?
wanted to do one, and this is the first time I've ever been on a radio show.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're gonna
We're not on radio.
we're gonna block it up here.
Here we go.
Shut up, Chris.
Here we go.
You're out of frame.
All right, here we go.
All right, have at it.
What you always wanted.
Shut up, Travis. You're out of frame.
All right. Hey, yo, what up, Houston? What up, what up, what up? I want to shout out to my boy, Dono Dizzy, you know what I'm saying? Baby. Lauren and the Hizzy, you know what I'm saying? Who am I forgetting? Alex, you know what I'm saying? That's how we do it at the yoga. Darcy, what up? I seen you. Chelsea, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, my boy, John J. Boogie Ruiz. The girl that works at Starbucks, you know what I'm saying? You don't know I exist, but I do, and I'm here, baby.
And that guy at Whole Foods.
Woo, that boy at Whole Foods, you know what I'm saying?
Chris, shut up. You're out of
High
frame.
prices.
Wow.
Oh, that was fun.
Dude, I feel like I have street cred now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Redeemable at Dave & Buster's.
Oh,
So,
wait, really? That's where you take your street
Yeah,
cred?
that's where you take your street cred in that.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know you
Get
could.
yourself a teddy bear or something.
Wow. Okay.
Great.
So that's. Oof.
All right.
I feel pumped. I'm ready for this.
Too.
All right. So, WrestleFestival. It's from our nice little advertisement here at Super Happy Funland.
Super Happy Funland.
This Saturday evening at 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
Okay, 8 p.m. Now, a couple of big points about this.
Yes.
It is a free event.
Free, $0. None,
Zero.
99.
None,
None, 99.
$0.
No
It
money.
is also going to be free to park. These guys actually have parking
Yeah, free
in downtown.
In downtown.
Downtown free parking.
Yes.
Okay, and it's also BYOB.
BYOB.
Okay, that's interesting.
Mhm.
I've never really heard of a wrestling event doing quite a thing here, so already it's got my attention as it being something a little bit different.
Yeah, it's
So-
definitely different.
So this is the second one that's been going on. You
Yeah.
had another one last year.
For my birthday.
Right. It was your birthday. It was a little bit more of a private event. You brought a bunch of people over. So how did a birthday celebration turn into an actual real wrestling thing? What the hell is going on? Why is it free? What?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me explain, Houston.
Okay.
So what had happened was, for my birthday, you know, I was turning the big 3-0.
Oh,
That's how old I am.
Oh.
You know, black don't crack.
don't cry.
But yeah, so doing the big 3-0, and when we were younger,
Mhm.
we used to do wrestling in my mom's backyard.
Okay.
So a lot of the same guys that we wrestled with we're still friends today.
Okay.
So I figured it'd be great if we could just, you know, as an homage to our youth, just for one night only,
Mhm.
just, you know, do the backyard wrestling, but with an actual ring, actual background videos and things like that.
Okay.
So then we did it, and then a lot of people loved it. And a lot of people were like, you should do this again and let everybody see it. So then we did. But then with the partying, you also have to add the karaoke, the booze, and just a lot of good times.
Wait.
Yep.
There's gonna be karaoke.
There's gonna be karaoke. Because if there's three things I like, it's wrestling, karaoke, and booze,
And booze.
and women.
That's four things.
That's a very important thing.
Okay, four things. All right, so you're saying that you got the backyard experience.
Correct.
So people that are sitting at home, you know, listening to this, does that automatically in their mind just say, "Oh, well, this is just some backyard crap"?
Oh,
and
no,
like,
no.
no,
Oh, Abel, no.
no.
Abel,
Okay.
no. So what it is it's I mean, it's more clean than that. You know, no trash cans to the head or anything like that. It's more of a how can I explain it? More, you know, comedic edge than you're normally accustomed to.
Mm.
Because the thing with wrestling is, I think sometimes as fans we forget how fun it can be. And
Yeah.
I think that's why the New Day is so successful. They're like an entity outside of wrestling because they make fun of how serious wrestling can be. You know,
Okay.
we don't understand that that's what they're doing, but essentially that's what it is. You know, they make fun of characters' names, they make fun of their gimmicks. You know, it's kind of meta in a way. You know, and there's a lot of comedy, you know, gold to be mined out of wrestling. You know, but it's not silly to where we're like pantomiming attacks or anything, or like running around in tutus. Not saying we won't. You know, I don't want to, you know, back myself into a corner. But at the moment, we don't have
Tutu is
anybody running around in a tutu.
Mhm.
So basically what it is just, I mean, it's a good time, you know, and like, even from this one, I'm hoping to grow this into an actual legitimate festival to where like a few times a year or once a year, people get together of all kinds, you know, because we have a lot of different friends, you know, not just one color, not just one type, not just one kind of demographic, really. Just a lot of people coming together, you know, just having a good time. Because there's a lot of places in Houston where, you know, people are standoffish about people that aren't like them.
Okay, yeah.
Know? And a lot of people that are interested in this are actual casual, you know, and not even wrestling fans, really. Like, there's a lot of people who I've told about this that are now slightly getting into wrestling. You know, they'll send me links about wrestling because, you know, wrestling is so big and so large and there's so much history. You know, people actually need entry points into getting into, you know, what wrestling is about. So this is essentially what it is, you know. Just a good time and a party atmosphere that just so happens to have wrestling involved, you know. So there'll be like 6 matches, you know, 5 or 6 matches, you know. There'll be matches, a good time, people to have fun, you know. Like, and that's mostly what we want to do. Just expand into just this all-encompassing party, good time, build a community, if you will, you know.
Okay.
Give people a place to, you know, be themselves, if you will.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, basically this is a wrestling show, but it's really more than just a show. It's more of like a party type thing. So people are going over there and with the mindset of, oh, these backyarders, they don't know what the hell they're doing. No. Well, you're not claiming to be, you know, super professional. Correct. You guys are basically saying, hey, look, we're having fun. This is what we're going to do. We've practiced. We've done some things. But we're not going to take like super crazy risks. Exactly. But it's going to be more of a fun thing. Comedy aspects, a lot of comedy aspects involved. So it's going to be kind of a lighthearted thing where you could go, apparently sing karaoke, watch an awesome show, get drunk, and just like celebrate with
and there's going to be a Soul Train line.
What?
For you holdouts. Soul Train line. 2 people or 2 rows of people, they line up. Okay, hear me out.
Okay, I'm listening.
And then each partner from each side of the line get together and they dance down the line. All right, some of you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Don Cornelius.
Soul Train line. So okay, so there's gonna be Soul Train line.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh God,
you guys will be surprised how much fun this stuff is once you're liquored up. And that's actually my opening line when I take girls out on dates too. So that's actually
has that ever worked?
2 times.
2 times.
2 times. So hey,
better than 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so now here's the thing that I'm interested in that's
the Soul Train line.
Well, no, not the Soul Train line, but something more like your Captain Custody.
Yeah.
That's who your character is going to be.
Childhood character.
What the hell is the Captain Custody?
Well, I made him when I was like 13.
Okay.
And he started off as a superhero that, you know, would fight crime, obviously, and I made home movies about him. Then I got more into wrestling.
Okay.
And then it just grew into just this narcissistic character who just only loves himself and pretty much believes he's the true representation of America. And, you know, just has a backward image of himself, you know. No responsibility for the wrongdoings that he does. But just all around a pretty fun guy to look at. You know? Okay.
Now, one of my good friends, you know, your roommate, Donovan, he's also involved in the show.
Link Lancer, also a childhood character.
Link Lancer.
Ladies love Link Lancer, apparently.
Oh.
Apparently. I think ladies love Captain Custody just a little bit more, if you ask me. And you did, so they do.
Well, speaking of the ladies.
Yes.
Are we gonna see any ladies wrestling?
There will be female action, guys. Female action. All right.
Okay.
We have Lauren. Okay.
Lauren.
She's gonna be premiering the women's division against her friend Jessica.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Jessica.
No, wait. We're not supposed to know that they're friends, right?
Oh no, they're not friends.
They're not friends.
They're enemies.
No. In fact, they're not even Lauren and Jessica.
No, they're not. Yeah.
Who are they? Who are these people?
Liberty Bell.
Liberty Bell.
Liberty Bell is a close associate to Captain Custody, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And nope.
No. Okay. Okay. Okay.
And then you got not Jessica. She's Miss Matthews, a teacher.
Okay.
Who's wrestling now. Obvious transition.
Right, because that happens all the time. Look at
Become a teacher.
Matt Stryker.
Yeah,
That worked
there
for
you go.
him.
Miss Tessmacher, or whatever her name was.
Right.
Boom.
I think she was the secretary.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
All right. So we got some stuff on the card. We got some
got some
things
action going.
planned, characters,
Mhm.
stories.
Yeah.
So what we're really looking at here is more of the entertainment side of
Definitely.
the sports entertainment.
Definitely.
Okay.
So something for wrestling fans and non-wrestling fans alike, to where they can meet in the middle.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Well, that all sounds good. I know we were just making fun of it before. We brought you on. I'm going to be there, part of the shenanigans.
Yes.
Going to do some of the ring announcing, but I'm going to be silly as well. Who'd have thunk it? But yeah, guys, come on out. It's going to be a fun thing. Don't go over there with a big judgmental thing. This isn't wrestling or whatever. But just come out, have fun, because we're having fun. We're just going to try to put on a show that we think will be, awesome.
Yeah.
Just something fun to do. Something fun to do on a Saturday night. So come check it out.
BYOB.
BYOB, it's free. Yeah, it's downtown, but there's also free parking. So it's super happy fun land.
Very spacious parking, by the way.
Do you have the physical address right now?
3801 Polk, Polk Street.
Polk Street. So, and if you can't remember that, can't find it off of that, just Google Super Happy Fun Land.
There you go.
Now I heard they have a pizza truck
Yes,
connected to the building.
Flakies.
Yes. Flaky's Pizza. So
all your pizza needs.
BYOB, but there's also going to be food too.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have booze, you're going to have karaoke, you're going to have wrestling, you're going to have women's wrestling, you're going to have food. You have no excuse not to go.
Yeah, there's no reason not to go unless you hate me. So
that's a good excuse.
That's what I'll take it as if you don't go.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So there you go. Hey, man.
It's been a pleasure.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I look forward to being there, being part of the event.
Look forward to having you.
Yes. Thank you. Hopefully we'll have some of our listeners go out there, check it out, and have some fun as well. It should be cool. So thanks for coming on the show, man.
Thank you.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and put up the graphic again. Guys, don't go nowhere. We're just going to reset here, play musical chairs again.
Alrighty.
All right, guys.
Magic.
Boom. We are back.
Hello.
Oh, it's not HIV, it's full-blown AIDS.
What? You told me you were tested.
I was.
Oh, okay.
No, you said he had testes.
Oh,
Ah.
okay. All right. So yeah, are we recording?
Little squeaky bees.
Yes.
Yeah.
So WrestleFestival guys come out. Right now, as they were walking out, they realized that they forgot to say something.
Something very important.
Yes.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Super Happy Funland also has a Pokestop. So yeah, definitely. So karaoke, a Soul Train line.
He should have started with
wrestling,
that. That's all he had to say.
and a motherfucking Pokestop.
Ain't nobody gonna watch the wrestling. They're all gonna be wandering around like mindless drones, like these balls, raspberries.
You're swiping the wrong way. That's your Tinder swipe. That's not the up swipe.
I've been doing that a lot lately.
Yeah.
Climb your balls.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. So yeah, I hope to see a lot of you guys there. Loyal listeners and all that. So it's gonna be awesome. So you know where to find me at least. I'll see if I could drag along one of these two. Maybe.
But you know what he is dragging along?
What?
Merch. Bitch.
Yeah. You want to try that
No,
again?
no.
Okay.
That's all you get.
Yeah. Come buy an HWR T-shirt from us. That'd be pretty cool. We'll
Yeah.
have an HWR one, maybe the blue one. Well, no, we're out of the blue ones.
Right, the blue ones?
Yeah, we're out of the blue ones. Oh, I never printed those out separately. I think we still have some of the banana ones, Bullet Bill Club. Yeah, come check it out. All the money that you save for not going to the show because it's free, or for not paying to go to the show because it's free, you can use that on a shirt. Ha! See, that's marketing, fellas.
For every shirt you buy, A will open your beer with his teeth.
What? No, I won't.
Wow, it's very honorable. of
No,
you.
I don't. I can't.
That's a
He can
talented
do
skill.
he can do various tricks with his mouth.
I don't.
And one of them is opening beer bottles with his mouth.
I've never even.
Ironically, he
opened a
doesn't drink.
beer bottle.
I know,
with my
right? Like,
hands. I
I'm
don't-
straight edge. I don't drink the alcohol.
I don't drink. What? Is it anything like opening up a Mexican Coke?
Yes,
Oh, well then, yeah, I can do that shit.
as long as it goes all the way in his mouth.
Ugh.
And then back out and back in and back out.
Yeah. Like it's stuck. It's just flowing.
Back it up, back it in.
Can we begin?
Okay, enough of that shenanigans.
Summerfest.
Summer takeover full.
SummerSlam.
Summer takeover.
Yeah.
Takeover? Summer Takeover?
That's what it's called, right?
WrestleFestival? No, wait, that was what?
Let's start with the bad
The bad?
SummerSlam.
Slam.
Yeah, let's get right to it. What's the first thing you remember after watching the entire picture? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
I thought this was a really weird pay-per-view, but it was a good pay-per-view. And a lot of people that were hating on it, I think, didn't need to be hating on it as hard as they were. I thought it was solid. Just the way they put stuff together was just weird.
It's funny you said that because was it on Twitter or Facebook? I can't remember. Somewhere I put that this was a good. It was weird. It was good but weird.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way of summarizing SummerSlam this year.
Yeah. Chris, what about you?
I think it's unanimous. There was quality stuff on that pay-per-view, but it felt like I got spun around a couple of times before I sat down and watched SummerSlam because a lot of stuff just looked out of place.
Mm-hmm.
To begin with, in the second hour, we got Ambrose versus Ziggler. Your WWE World Heavyweight title was in the second hour.
Mm-hmm.
Which even before that, the second and third matches was the women's championship match and the Intercontinental title match. Yeah, so title matches aside, the placement of all of these matches, were just off.
Yeah,
and I think it was Jim Ross that said there was no flow to this show.
Yeah,
it didn't feel organic.
For it being a 6-hour show with 2 hours of pre-show, they really should have. They had the time to take the time to just kind of let it slowly build. I mean, they had a 2-hour pre-show, and the whole reason why they have a 2-hour pre-show is because it's a big venue. It's their second biggest show of the year. They gotta let people get off of their cars, off of the freeway because traffic, blah blah blah, and let people start filing in. And if they miss a match, so what? They miss matches that aren't important. But what winds up happening getting put on the pre-show? Match number 1 of the best of 7 series between Cesaro and Sheamus. Like, what the fuck? Why was that match on the pre-show?
You just answered your own question. It was just a match that didn't matter.
No, I don't. I disagree. I don't think it didn't matter. I mean, you're starting a fucking best of 7 series. Sure, it's not for a title, but I don't think that should have been a match that should have been bumped down to the pre-show. Like, out of all the other matches that weren't title matches, I think this one and, of course, Cena versus AJ were the only two that weren't title matches that, like, meant something else.
Did you watch the whole pre-show?
Yeah, I did.
Wow, you went the marathon mode.
I did. I went marathon mode. This match should not have been out on the pre-show. Okay, yeah. But
maybe it's just me. I'm just so over Sheamus. So I'm like, and we've already seen him fight twice. So to me,
y'all are family. You see him all the time anyway.
Yeah,
so like
second cousin removed or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it's just one of those things where I've already seen him fight multiple times. I still care about this best of 7 series.
Well, here's the biggest takeaway I got from SummerSlam.
There you go.
I'm blaming John Cena and AJ Styles.
Why?
Because I never really understood the idea of stealing the show being as a negative connotation. You stick Cena versus AJ in the beginning of the second hour, and they go banana boats. Everybody's into it from jump. There are people booing Cena, and then they stood people to taking the time to cheer AJ separately without doing the back and forth chants. Everybody got their equal time. Flat out, it's my match of the week pick.
Ooh.
But you put that match in the beginning of the second hour, they stole the show. Congratulations for both those guys for putting on a fucking clinic. That damn near buried everything that came after it. Because nobody gave a shit about Ambrose Ziggler. You could have heard a mouse fart in there. Because there was no shits given once the match started. Rollins versus Balor, when you were gone the first week, he already had this as a 10 anticipation level at his match of the year. Before anything
anticipation.
Before the match even happened. And 5 minutes in, I felt it wasn't getting the respect it was due. I mentioned once Lesnar Orton started kicking into gear, it took a while like a diesel truck for it to get to as fast as it needed to go. Like everything after Cena AJ, like the bell curve slowly started to decline on the entire event, regardless of how everything was put in order after that.
Okay. Yeah, the show, I mean, order was a mess.
Yeah.
There's probably there's some to that, what you're saying about AJ and Cena. But when you have championship matches so early in the card, especially your world title match, I was confused by that. Like I didn't understand that at all. And that was before. Was that before the Universal title match?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, way before.
Way before.
Yeah, exactly.
So like I kind of sort of would have understood if let's say Finn versus Seth was the main event, the last match, and Dean versus Ziggler was the second to last match. I would have forgiven it there because hey, at least the
last hour.
Yeah, it's the last hour. Right. It's the 2 matches. What are you gonna put first? You know, the one that's already established or the brand fucking new title. Like, okay, I get it if you want to put that one at the end of the show, especially since it's the Raw title, whatever. But the fact that it was so much further before than everything else, and the fact that neither one of the big title matches was the main event. The main event was Brock versus Orton.
I don't have a problem with that.
I do have a problem with that.
I don't have a problem with that either. If this exact card and outline and everything happened at, say, Survivor Series, this might not have been as big a deal, in my opinion. Again, this is your first pay-per-view after your brand split. You can't have the main title on one of your brands be on the second hour. You're over here trying to make both brands relevant, both brands different, both brands on even playing fields, and you're completely throwing that caution to the wind by having your WWE World Heavyweight title match open the second hour of the show.
Yeah.
Not only that, but after the Universal title match, we had the U.S. title match.
Yeah.
Going second.
That was very weird too.
Yeah.
I kind of also understand the purpose of having a buffer match, you know, because we've seen that before, like WrestleMania, whatever, where there's title, something that nobody gives a shit about,
Divas.
and then Divas, and then the other title. But like this wasn't something that nobody gave a shit about. It was supposed to be U.S. title, Rusev, you know, he's fucking white hot, or you know, was white hot going into it. You know, like that should have had importance too. But like it was kind of stuck in a weird spot as well. And then, well, we all know what actually happened. You know, the match itself wasn't really much of a match.
Mm-hmm. So we have some items that we're going to go over. We kind of touched on just about all of them, but
yeah,
the Universal title.
Yes.
What do y'all think about it?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that it warrants as much hate as it's getting. While I am a little disappointed that the belt looks the same as the WWE belt and kind of looks the same as the women's belt, and now that they've revealed the other belts, on SmackDown, like, okay, it's a little disappointing because we're wrestling fans. Wrestling fans tend to like wrestling because of variety. And here's no variety. It's because it's pretty much the same exact design except color swap, and that's it. But I'm okay with it. Once I really thought about it, I was like, well, if you want to put the SmackDown title and the Raw title on even playing fields, then why not have them both look the same? Where I do have the problem is the actual color palettes that they used and the fact that other titles are the same and other titles are not the same. So they're kind of like all over the place on there. So if you're going to have the SmackDown title be black and gold, I think the Raw title should have been like white and gold, not red. Like if you're going to have the Raw one be red, then have the SmackDown one be blue. But instead they did that.
And I was waiting for them to debut a blue version so that you could have told the difference.
Yeah, but they're not doing that. So in my mind, black versus white is good. Red versus blue is good. But you have red versus black, and then you have on the other one blue, and then I think they kind of fucked it all up. Probably because it was all fucking last minute. They didn't put months and months and months of planning into the belt, apparently. It seemed like they kind of
Last
fucking
minute. I mean, they've been planning the Universal title since the brand split. What, a month ago?
About a month. That's kind of not really enough time, I would think.
It's not for WWE. That's a machine, dude.
It seems as though they didn't put as much planning into this, to me.
Here's my thing. I put, after the show, I put a picture of the belt on our Facebook page, and
I don't think there was a positive response.
I don't think we've had that much reaction, that many.
I'm pulling up right now.
Replies on one picture, and they're all negative. Like, there's no, I agree with you, Abel, that I do believe that people are kind of blowing this way out of proportion of how bad the belt is. It's the same fucking design. It's the same belt.
Right.
It's just on a red strap. Right. Essentially. Yeah, the little underline is black instead of red. It's the same. It's the same thing. That's it. I mean,
and when they debuted that new, the one that's the current WWE belt, when they debuted it back in the day, like what, last year, 2 years ago, I liked it. I think I came on the show and I said, hey, I don't mind it. I like the little side plate ideas. It's a nice, fresh design. I like it for the same reasons I like the Raw. The only thing, and it's not because I think the red is ugly. I don't think it's ugly. I just think that one should have been black and one should have been white, or one should have been red and one should have been blue.
I think the colors of the straps is what threw me off, because I was expecting the red background only on the center point of the belt.
Like the women's title.
Like the women's title, and then the rest of the strap be black or white or whatever. But
it's red. It's just it's shy.
It's shy, and the gold's kind of like a dull color. So when it be
you told me that the other day. I don't think it's that. I think it's just the color of the red. It's
overpowering.
It's overpowering, and it's messing with your vision, what you're seeing.
Yeah, but I'm still not thinking it's atrocious. No. Okay, it's red. It makes sense.
I'm more upset about the name Universal title than I am the design of the belt.
We're being generous. Anthony Shriver. It looks like someone took the WWE title and dipped it in Stephanie's period blood.
Whoa. Now, see, hold on. Period blood is a lot darker than that bright-ass red. Just saying.
Adrian Roddy. I'm all for recycling, but Nakamura's jacket deserved better than that.
Oh.
It looks like a bad 80s handbag, says Jeremy Blockhart. Kobe, it's so ugly I can't even look at it. Jeff Milheim's My Eyes. And I would follow that up with, we got this do nothing. Yeah, and that's just picking some. We had a lot of comments on this. Oh, a picture of Eva Marie says, my kind of belt. Yeah. I think that the issue was, I think people were already starting to get a little just disjointed with the whole SummerSlam pay-per-view, that they didn't need another thing mishandled in their opinion.
Yeah.
So that's just like shit on top of a shit sandwich, you know, and it's just more and more and more to where I guess like they showed the video of WWE posted the video of Mick Foley unveiling the belt and like this tidal wave of boos. I was like, okay. My biggest issue with SummerSlam, the Brooklyn crowd gets an F. I thought Full Sail was like a sausage fest. That's horrible. Freaking the Takeover crowd was like gentlemen compared to like the hobos that were filling up freaking SummerSlam. Like it was atrocious.
Okay.
Like I hated it. You know, on quality, watching the match again the next day, Finn versus Seth was a pretty good match.
Yep.
But there's no soundtrack to it because everybody's booing and doing these stupid chants for the belt. And as soon as they started chanting for CM Punk, I checked out. That's the kind of negative effect. Just like when we have our match of the years, when we talk about atmosphere and ambiance and crowd reactions and how they sell things that the performers do, how they can elevate a match to that next level that you remember like months or years from now.
Yeah.
That SummerSlam card got buried because of those fans.
Okay.
Their first mistake was keeping it a secret right before the match started. Unless WWE just thought that it was that good of a design.
Well, they obviously did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, see, okay. Here's another aspect about a complaint, and I think this is the thing that we should touch on with the belt situation, and it's the fact that complaining that title, the WWE title, the women's title, and now the SmackDown women's title, they all look the same. It's all the same design, the same square in the front, side plates on the side, the W in the middle, just swapping out different colors. Everybody's complaining about that. And I don't have that big of a problem with it myself. If you did the same for both of the tag belts and for the U.S. title and the Intercontinental title, if you made them all fucking look the same. Because, I think there was a meme that one of us posted.
Of all the titles, and it was just like the colors from the Tricks box.
Yeah, but they were all the exact same thing. And like, funny, haha, whatever. But look at UFC, look at boxing. All their belts are all fucking the same. So if you're not going to go variety route, then make it all uniform. And the only thing that differentiates them is the color. Why not do that? But since you're making half of them uniform and half of them aren't, I think that's where you're getting a bit of the disjointedness,
I just think everything about the belts has been just blown out of proportion.
True.
If you want to do that route, that's why I don't have a problem with the design because of the women's title. We saw that's what
everyone loved the women's title.
They were showing you ahead of time. Look, this is what we're doing. We have the World Heavyweight title and we have the women's. It's the exact same thing. Why would they deviate from that for a new title? I think everybody's had expectations of the Winged Eagle design or bringing back the Undisputed title, something that they're familiar with. And when they didn't get it, they shit all over it.
Yeah.
The problem is equality. The reason they did the women's title just like the heavyweight title wasn't because of design flaw, regardless of how they thought of the Polly Pocket belt. They're not divas anymore. Right. They're women. They can put on just as good a show as men. We've seen a lot of these matches this year and last year. That's why those belts were the same. If you were going to do like the Universal belt, there should have been maybe a side plate or something else different on it. I think that this uniform design of all the belts actually gives more prestige to the U.S. and Intercontinental titles because you can distinguish what those two look like compared to the sea of like small, medium, large, extra large, and torrid size colors and belts because they all look the same.
You're already saying that. You're already going back to the joke that everybody's saying about the designs. See, we're gonna go in circles about this.
Yeah.
So we need to move on to something else because the belts are what they are.
The match itself, Finn gets injured.
Yeah.
Pops his shoulder back into place, finishes the match. Rollins wins.
Right.
What'd you think right off the top when the match finished?
I was surprised. I really thought, as my prediction, I thought that Seth Rollins was going to win it. I thought it'd make more sense to have the cocky heel come out on top and have the face chasing for the belt. I thought that would make sense storyline-wise. But, yeah, they didn't go that route.
I liked it. I really did like it. I wasn't really expecting Balor to win it. I think I really, really wanted him to. But, man, again, going back to the placement, if that was the last thing he saw for the night, Balor surprising the world, winning the title, celebrating. Oh my God. At that point, we didn't know how bad he was injured. Hell, a lot of us didn't know until the next night or
during the day.
Yeah, during the day, people were showing that he was in a sling or whatever. In the moment, at SummerSlam, holy shit, that was an awesome moment. Wow, this really is the new era. Holy fuck, they're putting all this stock into this new guy that they just called up. He was the first ever person to win a major title in his debut match on a pay-per-view. Holy shit, that's awesome. That's a new record. And everybody fucking loves Finn to the end of the show. That's how I feel about it. That if that was the last thing we saw, then all the sins from whatever could be forgiven. And it may have been my pick for match of the week. And then we may even be arguing over whether or not it's match of the year. It's not my pick. No? Okay. It's not my pick for match of the week. It's a candidate. Definitely not a pick for match of the year. Because some stuff you said about the ambiance or whatever, just the placement kind of took people out of it. You're not sitting at home. I don't know. There could have been a lot more to it.
I agree. For the hype that maybe we gave ourselves because it was the first time ever, or because we finally get to see Finn on the main stage, it was a little lacking. And maybe that was because something changed during the Finn injury, that they had to slow down and be more careful.
Maybe.
And the crowd didn't help any. The placement didn't help any. I mean, I understand Alex Del Barrio made the comments like, yeah, so everything was out of order. It was a good show, but everything was out of order, so you guys are going to complain?
Yeah.
And my rebuttal to that is, all right, eat ice cream first, and then steak, and then the salad. Tell me if you don't throw up.
Yeah, good point.
So,
or steak, then the ice cream, then the salad. That'd be even weirder.
You just leave it though.
I probably would.
What else we got? We got a lot of covering. It's already.
Well, I already said it in our intro. Match of the week is for me, John Cena versus AJ Styles.
That's the one I've been toying with all week in my head. That's the one that I'm leaning.
You can toy around with it. For me, it's my match of the week.
Well, shit.
I think for me, it blew away expectations for what I was expecting for.
Okay.
Because I said I wasn't blown away by the first match that they had. I think they learned a lot from their last match, and I guess they've been fighting each other on the house shows and stuff like that. And they've been learning.
That was a match. That was a co-main event at the Madison Square Garden show.
There you go. So,
and that was before the 6-man tag. So they've been playing with this for a while.
And AJ got the win clean.
No shenanigans.
Here's the part that I might differ. That's not a deal maker for me.
Okay.
Even if AJ Styles lost, here's why. There was a moment in the match where Cena hit him with the attitude adjustment, and AJ kicked out of it, and Cena is staring in the corner like he's looking at a ghost.
Yes.
Like, what the and he's looking at the ref like, did this shit really happen? Like, what the fuck do I gotta do? In that moment, superstar.
And
in the WWE.
I don't think we've ever seen Cena do that before.
Never. Not during a match, ever.
His clean loss to Kevin Owens, that shit didn't happen.
Never to CM Punk.
No.
Never to Daniel Bryan.
Right.
This was the first time where he actually realized, I'm in trouble.
And
legit trouble.
Okay. Cena, been around decade and a half, whatever. And he's always been the LOL Cena wins. And everybody shits.
You were Exhibit A last week.
Exactly.
You called it that.
Yeah. But everybody shits on the fact that Cena wins everything. And then you could go as far back as Batista, Bobby Lashley, Umaga, JBL, all these people that had so much momentum.
Jeff Hardy.
Jericho.
Rey Mysterio.
Jericho's never even beaten him once. So like, yeah, all these people that had so much momentum, whatever, and Cena kills it. Well, recently, last year, we just named them off, Kevin Owens, Daniel Bryan, CM Punk. Even though all those people have gotten wins over Cena, I don't think we've ever seen a clean win that has been so decisive like this. Yeah, Kevin Owens got a clean win, but it was bastardized after it because that was the first match. Oh, it was just a surprise. He wasn't prepared. Then the second match, he won. And then the third match, he won. Here, this was AJ almost got it the first time. There were shenanigans, then there was a tag, more shenanigans, this and that. All right, let's pull all that bullshit aside. One-on-one, I'm going to fuck you up. Because I fuck people up one-on-one. especially when I'm ready and when I'm prepared. Cena was ready, prepared, wrestled him before, one-on-one against the heel. Heel still won. AJ has been the only person to ever do that. Ever do that. Respect.
I can't. Y'all say everything, so. Yeah.
Well, shit. There's only one thing left to do.
Oh, shit.
Is this your match of the week? Did you say it?
You know,
You're skipping it. You're jumping ahead. You said you could be
in my head, I was leaning towards that match about 70% of the way. Then there's like 2 or 3 other matches that I'm like, maybe. But like talking to you guys, and it's definitely yours, then I'm gonna go with that 70%.
All right, peer pressure. All right.
Yeah, peer pressure. All right.
On the count of 3.
Is this gonna be match of the year candidate?
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
To the list.
hot dog, we have a wiener. Fuck you, weenies.
What?
Sausage party.
Wait, saw?
No, not yet. I just
We had it earlier. Everybody was here.
yeah, that's a lot of weenies. All right, so
That goes to the list.
That goes to the list.
2016 Match of the Year candidates.
Is that 2 matches for AJ Styles on our Match of the Year
Yes.
candidate? Ooh, how many is that for Cena? Is that the first time Cena's on the list?
This year, yeah.
Yeah, this year. Okay, interesting.
Yep.
Nice. Listeners, anybody watching right now, if you're on the live chat or whatever, are we wrong? Are we full of shit? Do you agree? Is this match a candidate for Match of the Year? Let us know. I mean, we're going to debate this all over again in December. Well, technically January. But tell us what you think right now. Is this a Match of the Year candidate for you?
And it joins the list of Ciampa Gargano from the Cruiserweight Classic, which you will get to debate on January.
Right.
6 to Survive from Lucha Underground. Mariposa versus Sexy Star, No Mas match. Nakamura versus Sami Zayn from TakeOver. Phoenix versus Will Muertes for the Lucha Underground title. Phoenix Cuerno for the Gift of the Gods title on the season debut. And then Nakamura Styles from Wrestle Kingdom 10. That's
Nice.
our list so far.
That's a lot of fucking Lucha Underground.
And congratulations for WWE's main roster finally getting something on the list.
They finally made the list.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Little underground company. I knew they'd make it.
Oh, yes. A little company that
What
could.
else we got on the list?
All right.
All right. We went through 2 of the 3 main event matches. Brass tacks. Abel. Lesnar Orton. Go.
Lesnar Orton. Okay. You said earlier that it was kind of like a diesel truck. It took a little bit of time for it to get where it's going. I feel like it never really got out of the blocks. You know, it never got to that point. Like, sure, we had the big spots over on the tables and stuff, but I felt like they weren't at 60 yet. They were 0 to 40. You know, they didn't hit all cylinders quite yet. They were getting there, but then the thing with the elbow and the blood and the happened, and it felt like it all got cut short. And I don't know if this is a work or not. My initial reaction was, oh shit, that wasn't supposed to happen. Oh shit, that's not a blade job. Oh shit, Orton got fucked up and this is bad. I had the same reaction Jericho had, basically. Well, Jericho allegedly had, because we don't know if that's true or not. Which kind of sucked, you know? Like, it really sucked that, you know, it ended short. Now, this was already on top of the fact that I was already a little upset that this was the last match of the night, which is basically a special attraction gimmick match, closing the show. Like, I already was disagreeing with that. You have a brand new motherfucking title debuting that's supposed to be your main title for your main show, and you had that 2 matches ago? What about the other match of the established main title that you had 2 hours ago, and you're putting this match, which is just a special attraction, not even a grudge match, because they didn't have any other match to start off with to be in the grudge. Sure, they like talk shit back and forth, but it's basically Randy saying, he left, I don't really like that guy. I never really wrestled him before. I think I could take him. Like, that's it. That's the story, and that's it. It's like, that doesn't warrant being at the end of the fucking show. So I was already a little upset there. And here's the other part about it. I never fully believed that Orton was there to be the guy that could beat Brock Lesnar. We're talking about Brock Lesnar, who defeated The Undertaker's WrestleMania streak at WrestleMania 30. We're talking about the guy who manhandled the face that runs the place, John Cena. You know, I talked about AJ Styles being the only guy that beats, Cena in this way. Yeah, he was. The way Brock did it in a spectacular fashion nobody's ever seen before. The one with AJ is different. The one with Brock was just like, holy shit, this guy just lambasted the dude and almost kind of took him and the whole world by surprise. I don't see anybody right now on the level that can possibly be a threat to Brock. So with Orton, he wasn't even a threat, so I wasn't interested from jump, and the match itself never made me interested. And then it was like, oh, well, here's a big botch city, because that's what I was thinking. It's a botch. I mean, we could sit here and debate whether or not it wasn't a botch or whether it was planned. But that's my initial feeling, my initial reaction.
Travis, the pay-per-view ends with Lesnar walking out and Orton a bloody mess.
Well,
sitting on the recliner. What was your first impression?
Well, first of all, hold on. You were saying that you don't see why that ended the show. I took it as you're still trying to establish equality between your brands. So if you have a Raw show or Raw title in the show, you're going to piss off SmackDown fans. If the SmackDown brand ends it, the Raw people are going to be pissed off. So why not have an interpromotional match to end the show without pissing off people in that aspect, I should say.
That's a good point.
As far as Orton not being a viable threat, that may be the case. I don't think that was, in my mind, that wasn't the idea of him being the absolute threat. The selling point of this match was they both came in at the same time. They've been around since 2002, whatever it was, and they've never crossed paths before. It's 15 years in the making.
Even though they did. On SmackDown. We won't talk about that.
Did they fight each other?
Yeah. They did. You
Okay.
can find it on the network.
Okay.
It was just some random SmackDown, but yeah, they did.
Okay, well, it's probably early in their careers before
Mhm.
they were okay. So they never had a feud. They never had a big blow-off match. They had nothing. So that's the selling point on this for me. The match, I enjoyed it for what it was. I knew what it was going to be. Come on, if you're expecting anything else out of Lesnar, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You haven't been watching it for the last 2 or 3 years. Orton held his own up
For
until
the most part, yeah.
until the end, obviously. But I think actually he held his own. I say he held his own. He didn't get killed early on in the match to where he was able to do RKO on the table, right? DDT on the ropes, RKO again. That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
That's his. Other than some kicks, I think that's the only thing he did to Lesnar. As far as the ending goes, I didn't mind it. Because again, I always go back to the mindset of, whatever happens in the ring, they want you to see it. That's
right. No,
it's a TV show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether or not, I think maybe got busted up too much. Like the plan was probably for him to get busted open, but not to that extent.
Right.
And when the blood started gushing, literally just like pouring out of his forehead.
Yeah.
I think that's when the script got flipped and they had to end the match. That's what, and the whole Shane coming out.
That was audible. I think so.
I think it was.
Yeah.
But again, like you were saying, we could debate this all night. And anyway,
So you do think it was all planned, but maybe Brock hit him a little bit
it went a
too
little
hard.
too far. I think it went a little too far.
I think that's probably the best explanation of what happened, because it did look like Brock set up and said, I am going to go ahead and hit him, purposefully. But I think it was supposed to get across his forehead with his elbow. But I think he kind of missed, got the top of his head and put too much mustard on it, and that's why he had a big gash. So I think that's what it is. But I mean, I don't know.
That's my take on it. One last thing I wanted to say about Lesnar himself, because you're saying there's no one else on the roster, whoever that can. I was talking to Chris the other day about this. Ever since WrestleMania 30, when beating the streak,
yep,
they essentially, you've heard the phrase before, passing the torch. They literally passed the torch from Taker to Brock. Brock is now the unbeatable phenom.
Yeah, he's the monster.
He's the Undertaker now. Because if you go back to the past WrestleManias and you look at whoever Undertaker is fighting, oh, he's not going to beat him. It's Undertaker. It's like going in.
Orton was one of those guys.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's just it's gotten to the point where now they built they built Lesnar up so much. He's now, to me, Undertaker status.
Yeah,
like you're gonna have to do something really creative to beat him.
Yeah.
Especially besides the Undertaker thing. I mean, he's been just unstoppable ever since. So, Orton wasn't going to win. You're going to have to get an outside source that's not on the roster to fight him. And even then, who do you do to get the rub? To get the rub off that. What purpose would that serve?
Yeah. And that's why I wasn't the biggest fan of the whole flirting the idea of Goldberg versus Lesnar, because Goldberg's way past his prime.
Yep.
I don't want to see that. And the way the whole week had ended with all the promotions and everything, the fans were already chanting Goldberg
at SummerSlam when he was beaten down.
Orton, we were expecting a save from somewhere. Yeah. I was even thinking about, man, if Orton's gonna die by Lesnar, I want to see his next threat up here.
I don't know why everybody was chanting for Ryback to come out though. He's been fired for a while now. And there was nothing. The biggest.
No, they're chanting Goldberg.
The only positive
The
only positive I could take away from it is that this builds a good sub story for SmackDown. Who is Shane gonna get to kill Lesnar? We've already seen Shane do Triple H, so it can't be on the family and have Triple H defend Shane's honor, especially since they're different brands. Shane's an idiot. He wrestled Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell. I'm pretty sure we're going to get Shane Lesnar at Survivor Series.
Right, because
he's going to die.
Everybody wants to see Shane die again.
Yeah, Shane's going to die.
Which, I didn't want to see him die the first time.
But who will Shane send next? I don't think anybody from Raw is going to try to stop Lesnar. I think this is going to be Shane, hitman for hire. Who's next to get Lesnar? Who can handle Lesnar? Who wants an opportunity at our WWE World Heavyweight Champion? I got you a solid. Beat Lesnar first.
It's not going to be like that because Lesnar is Raw.
Yeah. But you keep having these interpromotional matches.
We'll keep having this one match.
No, but you can keep having them, so you can build who you're going to have eventually.
You're going to have two brand-specific pay-per-views in between non-brand specific. We're going to have Backlash and then Clash of Champions. And then after that is what?
Survivor Series.
Yeah, Survivor Series. Survivor Series is going to be a joint pay-per-view, right?
September is Night of Champions and Backlash. October is No Mercy, and I think Roadblock.
Right. He's talking about
November. Yeah, is the next.
Well, okay. When's the next co-promoted?
November.
Right. Okay.
That's true. Yeah.
So 3 months.
Okay. Well, shit. Yeah. I mean, I guess every 3 months we'll have the Brock,
the Lesnar challenge,
Lesnar versus Shane challenge. Yeah, whoever Shane can throw at him. But then again, who the hell is Shane gonna throw? Nobody is at that point. Nobody is at that level.
I threw a name out there. You got all drooly and everything. I said Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle.
Can you imagine at SummerSlam, you hear the music hit for Kurt Angle? That place would have blown up.
You know what, dude? I mean, I gotta be honest. I'd much rather see Kurt versus Brock again than Goldberg versus Brock, because
WrestleMania 19 was a whole lot better than WrestleMania 20.
While Goldberg was a physical specimen that manhandled people, he can't manhandle Brock. But Kurt could, not because Kurt was a physical specimen that manhandled people, but because he is just so damn skilled. He was the best wrestler in the world. Won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck. He was that skilled of a guy. That's why him versus Brock always worked, because Brock was a big hulking giant, but
Angle had that center of gravity,
and knew what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah.
So maybe you're right. Maybe he is the only guy that can have enough credibility.
And not to mention the whole NCWP in
NCAA.
That's what I was thinking. Thank you. I can't talk. They're both champions of that. So yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Any comments, questions, concerns, complaints about Ambrose Ziggler that we haven't already addressed?
It was a fun little match.
What does this do for Ziggler?
Not a goddamn thing.
What was the point?
the point was to have a filler feud, I guess. Now, okay, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna kind of jump ahead here over to SmackDown. If we saw Ziggler the way we saw him at the top of SmackDown, where he was dejected, sitting in the thing where everybody else was chit-chatting and in high spirits, and then comes AJ, and AJ's talking shit, and then he knocks the fuck out of AJ Styles, who just beat John Cena, and then they have a match, and that match later in the night, he beats the shit out of AJ Styles, who just beat John Cena, and guess what? Now he's in the match for the title. Oh my. Now I'm on board. But no, that's not what happened. Right. He was dejected. AJ started talking shit. He got up and got whiny and called him an ass. Oh no, not the A word. He called him an ass.
PG, man.
And then later on in the night, he didn't get the job done.
Right.
Where does this leave Ziggler? The same place he was
before SummerSlam. Before the brand split.
Yeah, all that shit and all those promos about how I've been overlooked, I got a chip on my shoulder, I am that damn good. People have been telling me I'm too good sometimes, and it's been holding me down. All that shit was for nothing.
I think there was was it a vignette song? Was it on SummerSlam where it was for Ziggler event? They showed like a montage or a compilation of all the times he said, I'm still in the show and this and that and that damn good. Like all these other times where he's being held back and they're not. Like, God, I didn't realize how much of a whiny bitch he is. That's all he's coming at. That's all. That was the point.
Yeah.
It was to show how much of a whiny bitch Ziggler is.
Would you rather have Ziggler as a whiny bitch, or you want to have Ziggler dressed up as Colonel Sanders?
It's the same thing, isn't it?
I kind of liked it. I thought it was funny. Aside from the fact that it was Miz and Ziggler, hell, you know what? Because it was Miz and Ziggler, I thought it was okay. Yeah, I know. Like, I don't know. Like, I just thought it was a nice little departure.
If they were going a better route with Ziggler, as in not losing his match on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Hell, even losing his title match at SummerSlam. I don't think SummerSlam was the place to start airing these ads, especially after all this buildup of how serious Ziggler has been. He's all pissed off and he's angst and all this other shit. And now we see him in a skit dressed up as Colonel Sanders.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I'd be okay with it if, like, let's say that this is all part of canon WWE stuff, and you don't say, oh, well, that was just a commercial, forget about it. Like, Ziggler could have been like, I'm so badass that I could dress up like Colonel Sanders, make a fucking fool of myself, and still be Ambrose, still be the champ, still do all this and that, and still be a badass and be fucking silly at the same time. But that's not what happened. He's fucking silly. He made an ass of himself, and he can't win. And he's a whiny bitch.
But he should keep the Sanders gimmick, because didn't he win?
He actually won the match.
He won the match. He beat the chicken.
He beat the chicken.
That should be your new gimmick right there.
And it did its job, because when that commercial was over, I was craving biscuits.
Did you see his wristbands with the buckets?
Yeah.
Anyway, what else we got?
Raise your hand if you were a fan of Jon Stewart this year at SummerSlam.
We're not raising our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Oh God! Defend yourself. I don't care. Oh, what else we got? What else we got?
Well, rounding out the SummerSlam talk, the women's title, Sasha against Charlotte. We have a new champion. What part of the match do you remember?
Oh, I know. There's something that sticks out in my mind.
What's that?
The part where Charlotte, I don't know, just dropped Sasha in the middle of the turnbuckle. Damn near crippled her.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not, but
man, Sasha's gonna end up like Bryan or Nikki Bella or something if she's not careful, because in a lot of her big profile matches, she's been taking bumps directly on her neck.
What happened at the first Takeover Brooklyn? She damn near got killed, or her neck.
Yeah,
she landed on her neck.
But she did the little
the Hurricane Rana.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
almost happened again with the Razor's Edge into Hurricane Rana.
Yeah, that spot on the turnbuckle, that was just the first part. Like, it never recovered from that botch. And then when they were going to the top turnbuckle on the Razor's Edge thing,
I think that was a near botch, but yeah.
No, there were some more botches after that injury. That was it Charlotte trying to carry Sasha to a power bomb or a gold bomb, and it was just like falling everywhere.
That whole match was a mess.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and you expect more out of both of them, but I expect more. Well, I'll put the blame on Charlotte more than Sasha.
Wow.
So
She's been known to be a little, not as smooth as.
and here's the worst part. My biggest, and now I'm gonna take a turn and jump.
Go ahead.
My biggest fear has been realized because as of Monday, I have no longer any shits to give for Sasha Banks because they decided to debut Bayley.
Oh, good point.
So I was already worried that some of her thunder was going to get stolen at the tag match in Battleground,
You
even
said
though they
that.
bragged it was for one night only. Even though every other part of that cog was working, and Sasha got the pinfall over Charlotte for in the match, and the next night she won the belt.
Yep.
Now she's gone for at least a month to heal up nagging injuries. That's the last thing you need when the steel's not even warm enough to strike.
Yeah.
And for you to leave, and then the 1-2 punch of you leaving and having Bayley show up, like Sasha's
Bayley's
gonna be an
stealing all of
afterthought.
it. That's
Yeah, but Sasha's an afterthought for me. I'm sorry. It was fun. It was a nice little summer of Sasha, but it's over. Winter is coming, and so is the hugs.
She's only supposed to be gone for a few weeks.
Hugs are
That's
good
all
for
it
the winter.
takes, dude. You saw how she was already beneath Bayley when Bayley tag match. It's already over. At least for me. I
Yeah.
don't care.
Well, damn.
I can see where you're going with that. I totally understand. You're losing your momentum.
Throw her on SmackDown. Throw Sasha on SmackDown.
Have her steal Becky's momentum.
No,
Again.
have her fight Brie Bella for momentum.
Okay.
Free Bella.
Nikki Bella.
Nikki
I'm sorry.
Bella.
I always get the two confused.
Well, there's only one of them now. So
Yeah. Raw.
was that it from SummerSlam?
Yeah.
The
The stuff that we need to
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
about.
Okay.
Okay, so Raw opens up.
We're gonna do. Okay.
We open up Raw with our ER segment of the week for the show.
Here we go.
Because they went even through the pre-show, straight up on pre-show.
Well, let me
Hey,
help you here. Sasha left for nagging injuries. Oh, injuries, you say? Here you go.
Finn's also injured.
Finn,
Sasha.
Sasha.
We'll get to Aries' situation in NXT Takeover.
Aries.
also got injured.
Uh,
And if you want to add it on the list,
Joe with the
that's-
jaw.
Eva Marie got suspended.
Eva Marie was suspended. Oh, fuck.
Drug violation. First offense, 30 days. She another one bites the Adderall dust.
Ah.
She had the paperwork, but apparently wasn't turned in time.
Oh.
And she has to obey the laws of the land, which means she's not going to dispute it, and she's going to
Well,
take
hell,
a nice
even
vacation.
if she turned it in, it wouldn't matter. Adam Rose had a doctor's note. They didn't accept that.
Yeah.
So that Adderall, that's a son of a bitch.
But damn, the way they played that, the way they wrote her off on television was gold. It's like, yeah, she's on
SummerSlam,
vacation because she's stressed out and the fans aren't helping.
Well, that was
her,
one thing we glossed over from SummerSlam was the whole mystery of who was going to replace her. We kind of figured it was going to be Nikki, just because it was announced a little while ago that she's cleared to wrestle again.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
sure enough, she came back to a face reaction on the heel team. We'll get to that on SummerSlam or on SmackDown. But
Yeah. And that's our ER segment for the week. So we opened up with Finn, the announcement that he was going to relinquish the title.
Mm-hmm. And he's going to be out, what was it, 6 months?
4 to 6 months.
4 to 6
At
months.
least. Because
You
they
wanna-
gave Dale a certain timetable and they wanted to be a whole lot longer. So it just depends.
You want to talk about losing all your steam, losing all your momentum. Fuck.
man, I feel so bad for Finn.
He
Yeah.
just got there.
It's Daniel Bryan all over again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan finally wins it
Yep.
in WrestleMania 30, and oh, guess what? You can't wrestle, son.
And here's the biggest problem with that promo that I told you earlier. There's one way they could have saved that because it's been done once. And I fell in love with it the first time that I saw it happen later on when I was watching the documentary. Was Rob Van Dam when he relinquished the title.
Right. He relinquished it because of drug problems, right? Like
He hurt his ankle.
No,
In
he got caught with
ECW,
weed, right?
in old ECW in the 90s.
Oh.
He hurt his ankle. He was the longest reigning television champ. And he dropped the belt and said, the first thing I do when I come back, I'm gonna take back what's mine.
Right.
You figure they announced the timetable 4 to 6 months. You grab a calendar and you look through 4 to 6 months. The best thing that could have salvaged Finn in that moment was to say, I'll be back in the Royal Rumble. And that's the beginning of me taking back what's mine.
But you can't really.
You
do
worry
that.
about that in January if he can't show up. But you're not giving us any good news, and you're not giving us any hope by doing the promo the way he cut it. There was nothing.
It's splitting hairs, dude. You can't really say, I mean, back at Roman, I ain't had surgery yet.
Yeah, that would have been a little bit too risky, I think.
Yeah. That's tempting fate, man.
Yeah.
But let's real quick about that injury that happened. We saw it happen during the match against Seth.
We both thought something looked ugly.
Yeah, he did the running powerbomb. He tossed him in the barricade. And of course, everybody's an expert online. They're saying that, Seth Rollins, he's dangerous. He's dangerous in the ring.
He's reckless.
He ended,
4 out of 10.
He ended Sting's career. He broke Cena's nose. Now he took out the champ.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's no Brock Lesnar, but he's getting there.
Yeah.
Getting there.
You know what, man?
Rollins fought the UFC?
On this one, I'm not blaming Seth on this one.
No? Why?
The way, if you look back on the replay, and even Booker T said this on the pre-show, like when he threw him, Finn, he went back, his arm was arched back, like, and he was like twisted like this. So his arm, he just didn't take the bump the right way. That's what it was. And his arm hit the barricade. That's what jacked it all up.
Yeah, I think I remember Booker saying that he was trying to protect himself too much, and that you're supposed to just take it clean.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, Book teaches kids how to take bumps for a living. So,
but to that point, it is going to get to a point where somebody in the higher ups, probably Vince, is going to say, "Okay,
bye buckle bomb."
Well, but calm down on everything. Look what's happening to Sasha, because this isn't the first time she's had nagging injuries.
Yeah.
Her first, the whole after she debuted, she was gone for 3 months. That was supposedly because of nagging injuries, and that's why they didn't have her on the show or whatever.
Right.
Now this happens right after, for all this. So I think sooner than later, we're going to see some changes in the style of matches, and we're not going to have the high impact stuff that we've been seeing.
And we might get to it in the SmackDown talk. It might come sooner than you think because someone spoke out about that. Underlyingly, not obviously, but having this conversation now, someone's already thinking that, and it's going to be in our SmackDown talk in a bit. So we got a tournament, 4 guys. All of a sudden, this random ass Raw that's going to be in Houston this Monday is now going to be for the 2nd Universal Champion.
No. For the 3rd Universal Champion. The 2nd is vacant.
Cass, Roman, Rollins, KO.
That vacant is a motherfucker. He's got so many titles.
Are we going to do another reboot, or are we going to go back to status quo?
Oh, man, I don't know. Okay, so you got
Roman's in the
Roman. Okay, Roman, status quo. Cass, reboot. Who else?
Kevin Owens.
Status quo?
No,
that would be a reboot? Okay, and then Rollins, status quo. So you got a 50-50 shot.
I got to pick.
Okay.
I'm going with the guy. Wait, not Seth Rollins. Or no, not Roman Reigns. I'm going with the guy that wears red and black to match the title. I'm going with Kevin Owens.
Okay. He
matches the belt. It's going to be him.
Okay.
That's why they did it red, right?
Oh, yeah. They're thinking about KO.
Yeah. Whoever wears red wins the belt. That's the thing. And Kevin Owens would be different. It would elevate him, and it could put some interesting relations between him and Seth Rollins.
Maybe him and his newfound tag team partner, Y2J Chris Jericho.
That too, definitely.
And we loved his interactions with anybody, whether it's a face or a heel. I mean, that's the
Kevin Owens. He could be a great tweener.
Yeah.
And here's another. Kevin Owens' whole gimmick ever since he's been in WWE, NXT or whatever, has been that I win titles. And that was his thing. He's a prize fighter. NXT title, check. US title, check. That's what he does. So him having a piece of hardware isn't foreign to him.
Intercontinental too? Did he have the Intercontinental?
Did he? I don't know.
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
He did.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just afraid that the marketing machine has already started printing Jericho shirts, and they don't want to split that up, and that's why he's not going to win that match.
Probably. And I
And
don't,
it's going to be down to Rollins and Roman Reigns.
because it's definitely not going to be Big Cass.
Oh, fuck,
As much as like that would be like, holy shit, you know, like if you were gonna go and say, hey, you know what, we're gonna put the title on somebody fresh, new, different, part of the new era, let's give it to Finn, and Finn's not available. Well, who else is different, fresh, new, part of the new era? Big Cass, technically, but he's not ready. He's a big dude, and I don't think he's ready. Kevin Owens is a little bit more ready, but like, if you want to go with the same formula and just sub out one guy for the other, then yeah, it would be
I
Big
think it'd
Cass.
be more interesting with Kevin Owens.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
Since we're talking about this, I
Go ahead.
I do want to mention there was a WWE.com exclusive backstage interview with Cesaro. And he's been kind of outspoken lately. I'm sure it's all work stuff, but he made a good point. He's like, my match got pushed down to the pre-show on SummerSlam. I'm nowhere on Raw, but yet I'm in a best of 7 series for the winner to get a title shot. But yet you're having you're having all these guys fight for title shots. Where am I at? Like, if you're fighting, if you're in the best of 7 series and the winner is going to get a title shot,
Yeah.
why can't you be tossed in that mix?
Yeah. Well, because it fucks up the storyline writing for the best of 7 series. That's why.
Well, if that's the case, then Roman Reigns ain't going to win because he's with the U.S. title, and it's going to go back to Rollins.
It's gonna go to Rollins. The safe bet would be Rollins.
I would think so. Make it even more, because you got to put it back on Rollins eventually, just so he could be the cocky heel again.
Just so he could take it from Finn. There's no reason for Finn to come back and start a brand new feud with a new champion without settling the score with Rollins.
True.
So, how about the Dudleys?
Oh, talk about and I don't want to talk about that.
It's on the notes.
It was just so disappointing, man. Like, for weeks, I've been saying they're teasing it, doing a slow burn for the bully heel turn. He's gonna turn on Devon, he's gonna go apeshit crazy, he's gonna on the stick, and we're gonna all Joyce. But no, it's
Legit done.
Yeah. What the hell, man? Like, even in that segment, like they teased it before Raw, like on Raw. I was like, okay, here we go. I can see it now. They're gonna be all facey.
And then they were facey.
And then Devon's gonna turn around. He's gonna just like, just.
And there was a point where he did, and
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Yeah.
No, thanks, New York. And then
The
Shining
Shining
Stars. So fuck, really? Come on, that is I lost it right there. And then to make matters even more bizarre, they take them out, and then Gallows and Anderson.
For no good reason.
What? That's my WTF moment of the week. Total wasted opportunity, because I didn't know that it was legit until after the fact, after Raw was over, that those really are gone. Because I was telling Chris, I was like, well, they signed new contracts. What they signed were extensions for like 7 days or something like that.
A weekend.
And they hadn't come to agreements. So that was actually it.
You want to talk about how disappointing this was, that there wasn't the heel turn, How disappointing has the last year been for the Dudleys?
That's what I'm saying. It's total waste of opportunity.
Whole fucking year, dude. Like, oh man, the Dudleys came back. That's gonna be awesome. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna win the titles again, be the 10-time champs, add more to their legacy, have a nice run, or are they gonna split up and are we gonna finally see Bully? Oh shit, man, possibilities are endless. What do? Diddley, I say.
The Diddley Boys?
They are the Diddley Boys now because they did Diddley squats.
Well, once they turned heel and they got rid of their one thing that was over with the fans the most, the tables.
Right.
They started, you could say, oh, they're putting over the new teams like Usos and all that, but who they elevate? Who did they elevate?
Didn't elevate anyone. They laid down for some people, but they didn't elevate any of them.
Right.
Fuck, the New Age Outlaws had a better run than they did.
Yeah.
Like, at WrestleMania 30 time. And
I just don't understand the point of it. They deserve better than that last run, that last year.
yeah.
Whatever. Okay, I don't want to talk about it anymore. What do we got?
Well, I mentioned the whole Bailey thing earlier.
Yes.
What do you guys think of the Bailey debut? Was it like obvious that it was Bailey?
It was obvious.
Yeah.
It was obvious when they announced, even before the whole segment. and we're thinking like, okay, well, who's going to replace the role that Charlotte's going to? Who's she going to fight? There's no one else on the roster that they've been pushing for anybody.
Yeah.
I swear, I think there's only 2 women on the Raw roster. Like, I don't know who else is on there because they don't. God forbid they actually show them on Raw.
Well, okay, let's see if we can actually name them. Nia Jax, Dana, Charlotte,
Paige, but she's suspended or whatever.
well, Paige is suspended, Sasha is injured. Bailey, that's it.
Yeah. So that by that means it would have been Bailey.
Yeah.
And it's too soon for Nia Jax, I think.
Especially if she's a heel and Charlotte and Dana are heels.
Yeah, you got to turn somebody.
Yeah.
It's not ready for Nia Jax yet.
Yeah. And with the amount of heel heat that they've been trying to garner with Charlotte, for them to just turn her so that they don't have to turn Nia, that would be stupid.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be really very, very difficult to turn Nia.
I think it would have been fun for Mick Foley to give opportunity and say that there's a woman that has potential, and we're going to give her the shot at the #1 contendership against Charlotte at this pay-per-view, and it's Dana Brooke.
Yeah.
Have this little feud with Charlotte just teasing Dana, just showing Dana is like, don't worry about it. We're not going to have the match. You're good. Don't worry about it. Tease the match. She actually puts up some kind of a fight at the pay-per-view, loses. The next night, Charlotte goes, this isn't your fault because you didn't want the match. You didn't make it. All is forgiven if you prove your loyalty to me again. And that you could have had a stopgap there so that it could have been seamless and not have to bring somebody else that's going to just take all the attention.
But you're kind of in the minority as far as not liking Bailey.
It's not about not liking Bailey. I think I've gotten to the point where all the people that suddenly can't win in NXT anymore are the ones that show up on the main roster. Everybody loses when they leave NXT instead of like Bailey had this. They built up this entire rematch. She doesn't even go to NXT to cut a promo or to like put finality on it. Like she's already like gone. Like it's that's wearing thin.
As good of a job as NXT does at building people and building feuds, albeit short-lived, that they drop the ball once Vince gets an eye on them and like, hey, they did.
You're
good.
coming tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, you did good for 6 months. Let's steal you away. You know. And that's the frustrating part about being an NXT fan.
And I guess if you're an NXT, you're a free agent. Because he signed him the hottest free agent.
Yeah.
Who was disappointed? It wasn't Heath Slater.
Aww.
In a wig.
Yeah.
All right, SmackDown.
Heather Slater.
SmackDown. We get AJ versus Dean Ambrose.
Right.
Who's excited?
I'm excited.
If they pull the title off of Dean, I'll be excited. AJ's on a roll right now, and you've kind of dropped the ball with Dean as a champ.
You think?
I think so. What has he done?
Beat Dolph Ziggler?
What has he done? Who hasn't beat Dolph Ziggler? What has he done?
Oh, yeah.
What has he done?
Yeah, he has already said it.
They mess around his character so much where now he's like the cool guy who doesn't care. He'll fight anybody or whatever. There's no intensity in him. He's just there.
That's why I was hoping they would rekindle the whole Bray Wyatt thing, because I don't think there was ever any finality to it. And if there's anybody,
people saying that,
and if there's anyone that can refocus Ambrose's attention on actually being a defender instead of just being careless, a nice little promo with Bray would have done the trick. I think AJ Styles. I'm dying to see AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose for the WWE title. I think AJ is just me as an inner geek wrestling fan. I would rather see AJ win the title for the first time at WrestleMania instead of a B pay-per-view because we have a brand split.
Yeah.
You know?
See, I think Dean needs a good feud person to fight against because, you know, who has he fought against? You know, I mean, he got the win against the Shield, you know, former members of the Shield, but that didn't get a chance to, you know, really have finality to it because brand split, and then he just immediately jumped into the thing with Ziggler that they really fucked up because Ziggler's not really that big of a threat anymore. So I mean, is this with AJ going to be the thing? I think it could, because man, AJ has all the momentum in the world.
That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried that we're going to sacrifice AJ for the hopes of getting Ambrose over even more. But if you keep doing that to your faces,
Yeah,
it becomes a thing where, okay, well, no one's going to beat him.
yeah.
And it's
But
become a thing.
I think Ambrose needs.
Don't cost AJ all the momentum that they're on right now.
Yeah.
For the sake of beating Ambrose of all fucking people.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's been a lackluster champion, and I don't know if it's the fault of him or because of booking.
I think it's because of booking. I think they haven't given him a compelling feud to go off against. I think that there's a lot of potential there for his character having a lot of depth. No, I think there is. I think he has something there. There's something there where
He's got it.
ugh.
His biggest rivals were sacrificed in the brand split. There was no Rollins or Reigns to counteract Dean to get the ultimate payoff to actually put Dean on that pedestal. That's where the idea that
he's a lucky face.
The idea that Ziggler was going to main event for the first time on his solo for SummerSlam was a bad idea. They should have pulled the trigger on Bray. Bray versus Dean. Carry that over up until maybe Survivor Series, and then build up AJ for the Rumble or Mania. And that's where
Bray is becoming an afterthought for me.
Yeah.
Like they did something for like a week for him to be inserted into that title scene. That was it of that. During Orton's promo on SmackDown, he I guess they're starting up
cross paths.
So they're gonna start up again,
I guess,
with Orton and Bray. Well, they never replied on
that's a fresh match, but we got that teased before the pay-per-view, and they teased it again after. So,
but that's not going the like. I don't know why they're keeping Bray away from Dean as far as an opponent, because they've had good matches between Dean and Bray.
Well, they've had all right matches.
Yeah.
What about the SmackDown titles? We vented enough about the Raw Universal bloody mess.
Well, the women's title, I liked. If we are going to go and say that we like that uniformed look, which I do. I don't have a problem with it. And comparing the women's title versus the Universal title, the SmackDown women's title versus the Universal title, I like it, because I like the color, I don't mind it being more colorful. But again, it goes back to they're crossing the paths on what should be opposite of what. But what I want to focus more on is the tag. I fucking love those new belts. Fucking love them.
It makes because we never really leather. We never really. It's the combination of the blue and silver. But the Trojan thing, I was never the idea of what they're going for. I didn't really care too much for it. Maybe because it was the copper. Now I know it's because of the copper. Yeah, because it looks so much better.
It looks clean, man. It looks so clean. Yeah. And like the Trojan things, them fighting us, our Spartans or whatever the fuck they are, like it really does make sense, but it just looks nicer on there. It actually looks like a really big collector's coin that like somebody minted back in the day or whatever.
But not in a corny way.
Yeah, not in a corny way. Like it's like a professionally made coin that makes sense. It has meaning behind it.
With the blue and the silver, it looks prestigious.
Yes, it does. I fucking love it.
And I don't know why they ever went copper in the first place with the tag. That just, to me, that developed more than anything.
And I know that they didn't say this, and I know that we are just talking like, oh, it looks nice, the silver. I mean, for all we know, it could be white gold, or kayfabe wise, it could be white gold, or it could be
very polished metal.
At first, I thought it was gold. Like when I first saw it,
white gold.
Yeah, like not even white gold, but just like a very
polished.
Yeah, where it's almost like
a light.
Yeah, like if you turn it,
rose almost.
Like if you turn it to light a little bit, it would be white, but if you turn it a different way, it'd be gold.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah, depending on the different alloys, you can make gold different shades. But yeah. Yeah. And the reason why I say that, the reason why I bring that up is because Renee Young brought it up on Talking Smack. She said that, well, they kept referring to it as gold. No, I don't think it was Talking Smack. I think it was like somewhere on a podcast or something. I don't know. Something I heard is like, they still refer to it as gold. I'm like, well, shut up. Because look, technically, just because it's that metallic color doesn't mean it's not gold. It can still be gold, and we could just kayfabe it and say it's white gold. Or hell, we can even say it's platinum because that's more fucking prestigious than even white gold. So I don't care. It looks nice. If you want to refer to it as gold, refer to it as gold. I fucking like it. So me.
yeah.
Rich. Chris. Uh-oh.
I like the belts.
Yeah, I have a dissenting comment here.
Oh.
No? Okay.
What? 3 guys in the IWC like something?
Whoa, what?
We talked about the styles of wrestling changing.
Okay.
Somehow they're trying to make Talking Smack happen because everything that got shared today was this clip of The Miz going ape shit, bonkers, bananas, pipe bomb over Daniel Bryan. Elaborate on the video.
Well, I was at notes when you say that because I saw what just the clip was, but Abel saw the whole thing.
I saw the whole thing, yeah. And before we talk about The Miz from Talking Smack, I'd like to talk about Nikki and Carmella from Talking Smack. And I think it's relevant, okay? You'll
Make it quick.
Nikki goes and sits down at the table, whatever, and she's going to have like an interview, whatever. Hey, you're back, whatever, da-da-da, tell us what you think. Oh, can you believe Carmella? And then boom, like a tiger, out of nowhere, she fucking pounces and beats the shit out of Nikki, tosses her over the table, starts flailing away, like comes out of the set. So the cameraman is like panning this away, and like you see end of set and production. Like you see other cameramen and lighting and rigging and all that shit. And like she's just fucking wailing away. And the Usos just happen to be walking by. And the Usos are the ones that like had to like, separate them and this and that. And like they really played it off like, oh shit, we did not expect this. This is not
a fight.
It's a fight. This isn't a work. Holy shit, this is a shoot. Watch out, guys. But they did it well, where it didn't feel too much like work shoot. It felt like shoot, but we all knew it wasn't. Like it was a very well done work shoot.
Well, that was the thing on SmackDown that was a double turn.
Right.
It solidified Nikki as a face, and it turned Carmella, which I like because
I love that too.
She wasn't getting over as a face because she's not with Enzo and Cass. I don't know why they split them up.
Right.
But anyway,
they shouldn't split them up.
Yeah, but if that is the case, she's going to be better as a heel, I think.
Right. Yeah, I agree. But the reason why I bring that up is because that already kind of set the tone for me for what happened later in the night. Because everybody's sharing just the video clip of when Miz was already bonkers.
That's what I saw. Yeah,
what you saw. Mm-hmm. But earlier in the night, I saw this and I was like, oh, that's interesting. They really are trying something different here. Wow, maybe SmackDown is 3 hours and you just have to watch Talking Smack, but they're doing something different with production. They're trying to make it a little bit more realistic, a little different. I like this. I like it a lot. You know what? I really wish we would see more of it. 15 minutes later, there's Daniel Bryan and Renee sitting there chit-chatting away, and then out comes The Miz and Maurice, and The Miz says, hey, how's it going? I'm your Intercontinental Champion. You didn't have time for a match for me. What's going on? It's like, oh, well, tonight was all about, the other titles, the ones that we just debuted. Oh, yeah, that's cool. You're debuting all these other titles. Well, you already have your champ right here. Like, this was the last title you held, Daniel. And you know what? You said that you were going to bring prestige to this title. What happened? It's like, well, that is a very prestigious title. There is lineage there. Yeah, I get it. That I did hold that. You're right. It's a big deal. But if it's such a big deal, then why aren't you focusing on me and focusing on this title? Why are you neglecting this? Look, I'm not neglecting the title. I like the title just fine. I just have a problem with the title holder. And then at that point is when Miz kind of shifted. And I don't know. I think this is a part where everybody thought, oh shit, it's a shoot. because Miz was pretty much in character, the same Miz that we see on Miz TV or whatever, where and he just went off because he said, "I have a problem with." Oh, you have a problem with who the title holder is? Well, tell me, what did I do wrong? What's your problem with me? Well, the wrestler that holds the title, which is you, kind of wrestles like a coward. And that's where the video you guys watched, the viral video, just picks up, where he just takes off. I'm the coward? No, you're the coward. You're the one who said you're going to. And he just fucking takes off. And it was like, dude, I know that you guys make fun of me because I'm the Miz fan of the
Oh, we're gonna.
Whatever. And I know you're gonna. I get it. But, like, even some of that is a little tongue-in-cheek. And there's sometimes when I'm thinking, they really dropped the ball with the Miz after WrestleMania 28. They could have done a whole lot more. And let's face it. Let's be honest here. He hasn't really done a whole lot in the way of what he should have done. But, if I try to look at this objectively, God damn, that promo was so fucking good. You want to talk about Cesaro just kind of like being let go to let him say whatever the fuck he wants to say? I think there was a little bit of that in this with The Miz, especially going up against Bryan, which there might be some real professional jealousy there. So whether or not it was complete worked shoot or shoot altogether, I don't know. But there was a lot of elements in there that, like, damn, he made some really good fucking points.
This is another example where I think that the brand split is making an error. SmackDown, after that promo, should have Clash of the Champions and have The Miz prove his worth against Dean Ambrose. Not title for title, but just as an exhibition match to put The Miz over. Okay. After that pipe bomb. And have Bryan ringside going, okay. Because that opened my eyes huge to them. I was like, where the fuck has he been?
Yeah, just on SmackDown, he couldn't even talk to Heath because he was on the phone trying to
the next Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Like, there's
to
me there was like a kind of a detachment from what I was seeing, for what I've been seeing from Miz for so long, and now he's got all this passion all of a sudden.
He's the one that never leaves when he's the one that took off for 30 days to go film a movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So that's my issue with it. When I was thinking about, of course, the subject of shoots and work shoots and all this other stuff comes up. If you think about it, like going back to the debut of this Talking Smack show, with Daniel Bryan as the culprit.
Daniel Bryan
making fun of the Universal title.
Yeah. When Cena was on there, or he called out Cena on a few things and embarrassed him, and had the like say, oh well, you're not the one that really does the Twitter. Hey, whatever, Nathan or whatever that kid was, come over and say, hey, he's the one who actually does the Twitter.
I could be totally off on this, but I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, get some of that shoot feeling out of this show to make it, oh, you gotta watch this.
Yes.
By telling D-Bry,
have that
say something, or maybe they're even feeding him what to say, but it comes out legitimately. It sounds like something just some people would say, and not someone that works for the company.
Yeah.
I think it was one of the episodes of the Taz show I was listening to. Taz even says that both people don't have to know that it's a shoot. Like, you can know something, you can know it's a work or whatever. You could be a shoot, or you could think it's a work.
Bryan could know it's a work, but The Miz can't tell him.
Just
go. See if he can actually pull something out of
there. You go. And I'm thinking that's where we're going
like
with
a
this.
Test.
Like, D-Bry, it was a work for him, but Miz didn't know he was going to say that. And that's when he went. That's what I'm thinking.
And that was compelling as fuck.
It was compelling.
Just hearing you describe it is making me fucking WWE go back and watch Talking Smack to see the entire segment, to get the full context and actually appreciate the overall result even more.
Where do you want to see this go with Miz?
Man, I don't know, but I want to see something else happen with him. I want to see him get angry about not defending the title.
So how about this?
Something. I don't know with who, but something.
How about this? SmackDown opens up next week. Bam! Miz's music comes out. He comes storming out. He's just kind of holding the belt.
Yeah.
And he gets on a stick, and he can't really call it Daniel Bryan, but he's got to maybe defend or go back to that.
Kill two birds with one stone. Save AJ for later. Have The Miz beat Dean Ambrose for the WWE title. Further the rivalry between Miz and Daniel Bryan. Now I have another belt that you used to have that was supposed to be such a big fucking deal that you let go because you couldn't take care of yourself. Bitch, now what? I keep pushing it.
Yeah, I don't know.
That would be crazy. That'd be awesome, but it'd also be pretty crazy.
You can't,
You
can't have the Miz start this fire and not put some marshmallows on this bitch.
Yeah.
Like, this has to go somewhere. He started this with D-Bry. So somehow D-Bry and the Miz have to intertwine through this journey that the Miz is going through.
Yeah.
So if either the Miz is going to make the Intercontinental title relevant in spite of Daniel Bryan, or he's going to go up to the next level to spite Bryan even more.
That would have to. I mean,
do you think maybe just Bryan would just start throwing matches at him? Like,
and then Bryan says, "Fuck it, Miz. You think you're that good? You're getting Lesnar." Nut up or shut up.
Lesnar's on Raw.
So
D-Bry is in with Shane. He suggests that to Shane.
Oh yeah, Shane, you want to get your revenge?
We got somebody that's eager.
Yeah,
eager beaver over here.
It's man number one for you.
There you go.
That's your first assassin.
He beats Brock. Oh
No.
shit, no.
He's gonna die.
No, that would totally kill all the momentum, though. So what's the point?
Do you think so?
The momentum for Miz if he goes out there and gets manhandled and lambasted.
You don't think
like,
he's gonna get cred for actually
not
having
losing.
enough balls to
It
get
depends on
in there?
how long. It depends on how long he lasts.
Yeah.
if he has the balls to?
If he
go up against
survives, if he stands up to him, if he gets in a couple of shots, one good near fall is all it takes for Miz to leave with enough credibility that his head's held up high with a loss.
it? Okay.
That's all it takes. Because you see him, shit, Orton only got 4 moves on this motherfucker before he got busted open like a tornado.
Yeah.
So, fucking Miz.
Oh, okay.
Look at you already gushing up Miz.
Now here's
Jesus.
one other thing that
One fucking promo.
one other thing that leads me to believe that this is all definitely 100% work. If this was all a shoot, then holy shit, what a big coinky dink that he ended and finished with enough time to toss it back over to Renee for Renee to say, okay, well, that's it. Thanks. Good night, guys. And the logo come up and they end right on time.
Oh, I don't know. They didn't cut his mic. They didn't shut down. They didn't stop him.
But what I'm saying is that he ended.
What was the Pritchard rule? If it's on television, if it's in the ring or if it's on television, if they show it on purpose, they want it to be heard.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, that it is a work.
Well, I'm agreeing with you.
Oh,
But
okay,
I'm also
okay.
saying that's another thing is
That's another thing.
if they didn't want him to say it, then that would have been heard.
Exactly. Now, also, if you look very closely at Renee, Renee's trying not to smile. It's like she kind of had a half facial expression that said, holy shit, we pulled that off. That was really good. But also to try to keep that look of like concern, like, oh my God, my show just got taken over and I can't understand. Oh, well,
we don't look at Renee's face.
Well, if you make a point to look at her face on this time, like she almost cracked and you almost saw underneath her saying, wow, that was fucking awesome. You know, we pulled it off.
Okay.
So, yeah.
We got some good news and some bad news.
Okay.
The good news, we're done with WWE.
Yay.
The bad news, we're not done with the show.
Oh.
We still have TakeOver.
Holy fuck. NXT.
Do you want to just run down your opinion of the Cruiserweight Classic real quick? We had 3 matches.
There were some good matches in there, but I mean, out of everything else, Cruiserweight Classic got lost in the shuffle this week.
I was disappointed that Gallagher lost.
This guy.
I was. What? I was disappointed he lost.
I was happy that Kendrick moved on.
I was surprised he moved on.
I don't mind Kendrick moving on.
Brian losing his virginity on commentary whenever Kendrick is wrestling.
Yeah,
cool.
that's
It's getting
very
old,
funny.
actually.
Yeah.
Really? You wanted to hand out some props to a certain Bullet Club member.
Okay, yeah. Adam Cole.
Baby!
He beat Jay Lethal on Friday at Death Before Dishonor.
Clean.
Yeah, I didn't see the match, but I heard it was good.
Oh.
Did
So
you?
congrats.
I didn't
watch it.
This is a good weekend for Bullet Club, though.
Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Finn Balor winning the Universal title.
Uh-huh.
Kenny Omega winning the G1 Climax.
Mhm.
And then Adam Cole.
Taking over global.
Nice. Now, only if Anderson and
companies.
Gallows had won the tag
Hey,
titles.
fuck these guys.
Dr. Gallows, Dr. Anderson,
Doctor.
Doctor.
NXT Takeover. What do you want to start off with?
What was the most talked about thing on that show?
The violent intro for Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh,
Beautiful.
that was beautiful.
I was waiting for somebody to put Matt Hardy's face over that guy.
And somebody did.
And somebody did.
Somebody did. Yeah, that was a meme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Match of the week candidate. It's not my pick. Solely because I kind of knew this was happening. Like as much as I thought Joe was too early for Joe, the next takeover is not going to be in front of that big of an audience. This is one of the big weekends where they hype everything. If it's not WrestleMania weekend when they push NXT Takeover, it's SummerSlam weekend where they're pushing NXT Takeover. And this was going to be the biggest crowd of the summer to pull off a title switch like that.
Right.
Thank you for giving us the Smarky moment by having Joe win the title at a house show. You shouldn't do that with Nakamura, and they did it. So that's the only thing that's keeping me from match of the week pick is that I kind of saw this coming. Match was.
I mean, the match is the match is good.
It was what we expected. Stiff, hardcore, brutal. They both look good, even with Joe losing.
Yeah, can I do a nitpick here?
Have at it. Yours.
Nakamura came out with a beautiful as artistic entrance, being Nakamura, being his kind of carefree, weird ass self. And then Joe's music hits to nothing. You know, like he didn't have a special interest.
Well, the whole crowd orgasmed over
Nakamura. And Joe, who's a champ,
they were smoking cigarettes after that.
They were smoking cigarettes. They didn't do anything special for him. I was like, okay. I was at least expecting maybe the Thicket Dancers from TNA. You know, something. Give it a little bit more importance. Like, you're gonna put that much into the challenger. Why not give the champ a little something? Okay, fine. You don't want to give him anything because Joe's a badass and you just want to put over his badassness? Okay, cool. He didn't come out as a badass. He came out as just Joe. And that's it.
Joe's a badass.
Well, he is a
crowd
badass.
Still was chanting Joe whenever the music hit.
But he didn't do anything to make it seem like he's more of a badass. He didn't come out more angry. He just kind of walked like normal. And like, that's it. You know? But then I took that back because he got in the ring. And once he got in the ring, he kind of went up to Nakamura, and the refs had to like push him aside. No, man, you need or whatever.
Because he doesn't need a big entrance. He just needs.
No, I'm not talking about the entrance anymore. I'm talking once he got into the ring.
Right.
That's when he was going to be intense, and he's going to, you know, like he wanted to fuck up Nakamura. Like, okay, that's what I was missing from the little walk from the entrance to here. But whatever, I'm forgiving it. Let's move on. He's intense right now. Awesome. What I'm expecting to see Joe do right now at this point in time is for him to not back off, make the ref physically force him off. And the ref is like, no, get back, no. Hey, stand right there because that's where the light's going to be. And, oh, he's going to ring announce you and whatever. So still be pissed off, but just hold on to it. So it's like, oh, man, I'm going to fuck you up. And then it's like, you know, whatever.
And then touch me above the equator.
And then it was like, okay, you're going to take all that aggression. I want to see him keep aggressing. You know, I want to see him keep that up because Shinsuke's not taking it that serious. Shinsuke is being, you know, fucking carefree Shinsuke or whatever. Joe, that needs to piss off Joe even more. So he got that intensity, got pissed off, and then it was like, oh, this is where I have to stand under the little light. Okay.
You're right. You are nitpicking. Okay. Anything else?
Ryan thought it was too soon, too fast for Nakamura to get the belt.
Okay.
What did you think after the match was over?
I didn't mind it.
You mind it?
Yeah.
You tell me something you liked about Takeover.
Great. Asuka versus Bayley.
There you go.
Rematch.
It was good. It's better than the first match.
I agree.
That ending was scaring me though.
Wow.
If you're gonna get out of that Asuka lock 3 times in a row, fuck it. No. And that goes back
Joe
to
was superseded her way out.
Yeah, and that was worrying me a lot.
And that's what you're gonna see in WWE.
Yeah.
In there.
And that
But
I'm
Asuka,
glad Asuka won. You could see a lot more of the heelish tendency out of Asuka. I felt like it was the Asuka show again. I loved it. Up until the end. But yeah, I'm glad Asuka won it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just glad she's on my TV.
Me too.
We had a glorious entrance.
Fuck.
Glorious.
I'm already tired of it.
What?
The crowd sang along. For all the shit that I gave the SummerSlam crowd, the Takeover crowd was almost on point. I loved it. That
Because they sing along.
I was
They do that
an hour in the SummerSlam.
Who don't they sing along with now?
An hour into SummerSlam, I'm glad I sold my ticket. 20 minutes in the Takeover. Fuck, I would have sold my left nut to be there. And a lot of that. Okay, the right one. But that's what an ambiance can do. And that's what the audience did. The audience in Takeover knew when to turn it up and when not to turn it up. And the whole thing when they were chanting, that was glorious for every move Bobby Roode did. Up until, I'm going to give this to you, the finisher. The glorious bomb.
The glorious bomb.
I've had it, Abel. But
okay. You heard me last week how I feel about Bobby Roode. All right. If you hadn't, please go back. It's gold.
We need the hits.
Okay, we need the hits. Yes. It's a pump handle slam. That was the finisher that was assigned to the Road Dogg in the WWE games that he never actually did in the fucking real life ring.
Yeah, he did.
he did all the fucking time.
Yeah, he did. He even did like the shake where he had him in the hole.
That's what he's doing, right?
Right, in the butt.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That he never really did all the time to actually even get a fucking win. That was the rest of the sentence. That he never did get a fucking win. And who else did it? Test? Oh, great. Yeah. Whoop-de-doo. Test. It's a fucking pump handle slam. There's nothing glorious about it. It's one of the most generic ass moves. It's not even a finisher. At best, it's a signature for somebody. Like, that's going to be the glorious bomb?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I've heard someone's not even on the joke.
He's a motherfucking heel. Why? Okay.
Because he's getting that reaction out of you.
Out of me. That's it. Everyone else is like, oh, this is glorious. Bobby Roode is great. And I'm mad not at Bobby Roode. I'm mad at all the other fucknut idiots that are like, yeah, like this guy. We're like,
I
man,
hated that move.
man, he's great. He's, oh, this is glorious. This is that, whatever. Sing along to the stupid ass music. All of this shit is not Bobby Roode's fault, so to speak. He shouldn't be the one that's getting the adulation for all this funny stuff that's happening. It should all be given credit. Credit, that's the word I'm looking for. All the credit should be given to Ciampa and Gargano. This has nothing to do with Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode is still a schmuck, a fucking generic ass TNA reject.
What's TNA?
Exactly. And like people are like over for him when he's supposed to be a heel. He can't get over as a heel because everybody likes him because of Ciampa and Gargano. And his glorious finisher, his glorious move is a fucking pump handle slam. A pump handle slam? Really? Pump handle slam.
Jose showed me some promise.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
Jose showed me some promise. The match ended the way it should have ended. I was not expecting what happened afterwards. You and I were both. You called this in my living room. It was like, bro, who's Ivy's gonna fight next? Like, I think Hideo's coming out.
Yeah.
He coined that at the beginning of the show. Like, I bet you Hideo's gonna come out and
we're jumping around. I knew where we're going with this. Okay.
And
because you're talking about No Jose versus Austin Aries.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Hideo Itami returns.
Yeah. Well, first of all, who won the match?
Austin Aries by submission.
Yeah, which that should have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the heel heat on him.
Right?
Big return for Hideo Itami.
Yes.
In front of that crowd. Well, not really a return. He's been around for a couple weeks now, but the biggest crowd.
Right.
Because he was absent last year.
But the biggest thing of this, he put Austin Aries to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
GTS.
Yes.
But before that,
sleep.
he kicked him in the ear with his sockless loafers.
Right.
Busted his eardrum.
Very European.
Yeah.
But he's Asian.
Busted his eardrum.
Ugh. Ouch.
What?
Now see that shit's glorious.
No, what's glorious was the crowd chanting GTS, and Hideo's like, I know English. Picks him up over his shoulder, and he's like, he's gonna squeal out of it. And then when he hit it, you can hear the crowd just gasp. And then Bah.
Was it Corey that said
He
he invented
invented it.
that move? You know, yeah,
And that's the cherry on top, because a lot of fans don't know that.
yeah,
That Hideo's the one that invented that move.
yeah.
And the fact that Graves put that over, and then Hideo on the turnbuckle wiping his knee. Yeah, we welcome back to GTS.
Yes.
The GTS is having the best week ever.
Yes. I want to go back to No Way Jose just for a little bit. You said that you liked it. I do like it a lot. What
That
I am
entrance was over as fuck.
What I am very pleasantly surprised with is that he is not just a silly Adam Rose character and that's it. Because when he got into the ring, and I think it was even Corey that said it, yeah, he has fun, he dances, he plays up to the crowd, but once you piss him off, and once he's in that ring, he's all business, and he really personified that. Like, that wasn't Corey Graves trying to stick a square peg into a round hole commentary-wise. Like, that's actually what was going on. No Way Jose actually said, I'm turning it on and I'm whipping your ass now, and being competitive. Sure, he lost the match or whatever, but he was competitive and serious. So, yeah.
Real quick, I do want to mention one thing about the show. Overall, jumping around here, but overall, I enjoyed Takeover.
The
as a whole.
flow was a lot better.
It was quality over quantity. Another aspect I really enjoyed about it as compared to SummerSlam was the commentary of Corey Graves and
Todd
Phillips. I'm glad that Corey Graves is still allowed to do in NXT, and I hope they keep it like that, because them two together have really good chemistry.
It took a while, but they're there now.
But they're there
now. Yeah.
Regardless, I like them as a team, and it goes without saying that I think commentary team works better as two-man team as opposed to all the commentators we had on SummerSlam. We had a whole row.
There were 6 people for Lesnar Orton.
Yeah,
6.
That's longer than the match.
I like the fact. I love the fact that Morrow was on lead for the most part out of the whole group, but
there's no. That's a whole topic for another show. Is for the commentators, but man, it's just so irritating trying to get that chemistry between 3 people, and it's just Corey and Todd makes it look so easy.
Yeah, rudimentary. It's
not annoying. Their commentary flowed with the show. It went nicely throughout the whole 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Match. Revival
won it.
Yeah.
They tapped out Gargano.
Yeah.
That was really sick too.
Yeah.
That match was close to being my pick before AJ and Cena. That's a very high match.
We were already booking this thing like 6 months ahead, like out of this before the match was even over.
I kind of threw myself out there because again, this was another match that they had at the house show, and I told y'all this is what we're gonna get at Takeover. Y'all are gonna be very satisfied.
Okay.
Were you guys very satisfied with this match?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
It was okay.
Well, come get that from a Travis. That's a win.
Yeah,
that's a win.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
Well,
it was watchable.
Yeah.
I was thinking that Gargano was gonna lose for the team, and Ciampa was gonna go Psycho Killer, actually earning that nickname and just destroy him.
Yeah.
And that would set up a
He didn't quite do it. There was a little bit of body language that you could subtly read as they were walking back up the ramp. Because, hey, you lost, I'm sorry, come here, bro. And they hugged or whatever.
It took a while.
It took a while. They finally got out of the ring. Very at the fucking tail end. When he was walking up, and he still kind of has his arm around Gargano, Ciampa just kind of like, kind of did a little head shake.
That could have been for that or the fact they lost, but whatever. We'll wait and see what happens with that.
Last but not least, Ember Moon,
yes.
Dear Athena from here locally.
Trouble.
Yeah.
Right.
Trouble.
Yeah.
Against Billy Kay.
Everybody wants to be in trouble.
I enjoyed the debut.
Yes.
We all know Athena, like you just said, locally, so it's always cool to see a local grown talent make it in the big stage there. And as much as I knew her from this area, I haven't really seen a lot of her matches per se, but I've seen her wrestle a few times, but so I wasn't really sure if she's keeping any of her same moves or anything that she did over here, but I enjoyed the gimmick. I enjoyed. It was a strong showing for her.
She had a good presentation.
Good presentation. The match was good, even though Billie Kay fucked up a couple of things.
Yeah. A couple. Yeah.
Yeah, but they both maintained their composure and they didn't lose the match. Well, for a while, the crowd was starting to not care, but I mean, they brought it back around. That finisher, I call it Stunner version 2.0.
Yeah,
but that's a flippy dippy
wet dream.
Yeah.
Oh my. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and it's good to see a good, strong female in that division because I said this a couple weeks ago. They got a long ways to go to rebuild that women's division,
especially now that Bayley left. I was under the impression, oh, Bayley's going to lose to Asuka again. Let her have some feuds with some of the lower level and build them up. And
I thought that's why they're keeping her around was to do that.
And that's the biggest drawback I have whenever they push all these guys up back to the main roster. Like, I would have loved to have seen Finn wrestle a couple of guys below that needed to bump up.
Right.
Even if they were going to job the Finn, at least break them in before give back a little, not just drop a coin in the well and leave.
Yeah.
You know, and we haven't gotten that from anybody that's left from NXT to go to the main roster. So now basically
that's an issue since day one. We've been watching NXT. So I mean that's how it's going to be with NXT.
Right.
So that was the most. Actually, if you think about it, it's probably the most we've gotten with Bayley because she lost back at the last takeover. Technically, you could have said that could have been it, but she stuck around, did a couple more matches, and then did the job for over here before. And that's really weird because I wasn't expecting her to leave already, but when she lost the match, the crowd was. You'd think she died in the ring or something because to me it was kind of blown out of proportion. Like, okay, was she leaving? I didn't know that she was supposed to be leaving. But because she lost, everybody assumed, like you said, that once you lose, you're leaving.
Yeah.
And everybody was,
Yeah. What?
That's it.
Is that everything?
That's everything.
Oh, oofta.
In a nutshell.
Overall, how'd you guys feel about the weekend? Of all the fucking 72 hours worth of.
It's good to be a wrestling fan.
Okay.
I mean,
Takeover was a 9. SummerSlam was a 6.5.
I agree with that.
Raw was about maybe a 7.5 because of unpredictability with the whole Finn situation.
I mean, they fucking did all that shit on the fly. So they did.
Well, you could tell that tournament thing that was on the spot.
Yeah, it was on the spot, but it wasn't bad on the spot. Like, we knew it was on the spot, but I think they did a pretty good job.
For what SmackDown was, the hour that I saw of it, it flowed a whole. This is the first time SmackDown had a great flow throughout the beginning, from start, middle, and end. Where I think now that the brand split, SmackDown's now with the solidification of the titles, SmackDown's getting a stride now.
I think SmackDown had a better show than Raw.
I agree.
Yes, I agree.
Oh, one thing I didn't mention was I love the aspect that AJ kept the armband for Cena.
Yeah.
Dude, that's insult to injury. I love it.
We don't have to be Cena fans anymore. The AJ fans.
He's the face that runs the place now. Yeah. Becky and Alexa had a nice little match.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Which, by the way, during the title presentation, I love the fact that when they're talking about the women, everybody started chanting Becky. I just love that.
That reminded me, and Travis, don't take this too far. It reminded me of that Survivor Series where it was like DX and the Hardys and CM Punk.
And everyone started chanting. After everybody got their moment, everybody, like, you didn't expect the crowd reaction that got from CM Punk.
Well, no, there's some, that's a fair comparison because in that same ring next to Becky was Nikki Bella. And if you want to talk about storyline-wise, you have to consider she's a strong candidate to be the women's champion.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm just talking storyline-wise. She's one of the longest reigning champions or whatever.
Star of Total Divas and then now
exactly. She's the mainstream.
Yeah. She came back from a devastating injury now, so yeah.
Anyway,
anything else?
I think we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come out to WrestleFestival this weekend.
Anybody watch the Conor McGregor fight?
No.
We did.
Yeah.
It was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
it wasn't just like a quick knockout in the first round, and it wasn't just like them walking around for five rounds.
He did. He fucking Conor McGregor. As soon as you turn your back on your opponent and run away, you're a little bitch.
Well,
And
yeah.
I hated that he did that a lot to kill time.
But I like that Nate Diaz, he called him out on it.
Yeah.
Every single time.
And the other thing I'm gonna bitch about that real quick, fight that Conor McGregor's had that he hasn't defended the belt. Diaz is dropping to Conor McGregor's weight for this third fight. That belt needs to be put on the line, or they need to do something else with Conor McGregor. Very big disappointment that you don't have anybody in your own division that you can't have a legitimate fight with, that you have to have him doing catch weight on his first fight to fight Nick Diaz in the last minute, just to lose to the point where you need to have this rematch just to have validity that your career is not a total shit show.
Funny thing for me for watching this match, the fun thing for me watching it was, I don't like either one of the guys.
And
Yes.
you were open about that during the fight, and you were enjoying the fight as the
Yeah.
time went on because you really didn't have a stake either way.
Yeah.
You just wanted to see somebody bleed.
I will say I never liked Nate Diaz. I thought he's just a prick, but I mean that's just from what I gathered, just from watching him on promos and things like that.
Well, he's an MMA fighter. So
Well, yeah, automatic douchebag, right?
Yeah.
And Mexican. That's
Oh,
double
that's
whammy.
even worse.
Don't get me started on that. But I did like. I was kind of rooting for him over Conor, not only because of that, but because of him calling out Conor for walking away from him. But Conor had him beat several times in that first round, in the first 2 rounds.
But then Diaz got a second win, and it looked like at the third round. I
was the turnaround.
I thought Diaz had him 2 points up. Like when that fight was over, it was a majority decision. One of the refs had him.
It was a draw. One of them was a draw.
Yeah, had 48-47 McGregor. I had that fight 48-47 Diaz because there wasn't enough moments that Conor stood out to where he owned Nate. Like the third round where he was starting to get some good blows on Conor and got him a little wobbly. And then the 5th round where he had that takedown towards the very end that like dominant that he actually
I'll
put him
give
down for a
Nate
bit.
credit, dude. He's a
He put
fighter.
up
I
a
mean,
dude, the Diaz brothers, his other brother, Nick, same way. They're built like tanks. They can punch them, they'll look like shit, and they'll still keep going. But I'm interested in the third fight. Yeah, if there's nothing going on wrestling-wise, it's in my place. I'll fight a good fee. We'll watch the fight and
we know we won't.
we'll pay.
Yeah, that's what we do.
That's what we do.
Right.
out here.
Right.
Yeah. That's it, man. Unless anybody wants to shill anything else again.
No, I think I done did all the shilling.
Okay.
The shilling that I need to shill.
That's a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Anything on the pipe for pop culture?
Oh, shill, yeah.
Still working on an episode
Oh, yeah?
Oh, okay.
in the editing process.
The buddy cop one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I might have a.
He's too old for this shit.
Got right. I should be putting up an exclusive YouTube video of my latest unboxing from Nerd Block
Ooh.
that came in the other day.
Ooh.
So,
Anything special?
oh yeah. I'm actually almost regretting canceling my subscription.
Oh.
You canceled your subscription.
Yeah,
Well,
I
shit.
got bills to pay for.
Oh, all right.
We all do.
Well, maybe if these motherfuckers would, sponsor you.
Yeah, we just call them motherfuckers. So.
Oh.
And maybe if the people show up this Saturday and buy some of your merch.
Yeah, this Saturday at Super Happy Funland.
Get it right. I know it's a mouthful. But you're good with mouthfuls.
Super Happy Funland.
As long as it goes in and out repeatedly. Yeah.
That's it. We're going home. It's late.
Adios, my friends. Keep it classy.
Bye. Pop culture, all that jazz. Adios.
I don't know.
No, let's do.
That's it. Let's get the hell out of here.
Bye, everyone.